You know what? This is gonna be better than Uncle Murder's 2025 wrap up. We're gonna make this a two-man thing because this whole year has been about it's a lot of twos going on. This year been twinning and whatnot. So I was like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call up Twin. You know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna go catch a body at the end of this year. You know, so I made the phone call. I hit the back phone. Yo, I put the call out, and he answered the back phone. And he came out of his back cave. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to the stage none other than our good brother. You know what I'm talking about? Our brother who be on that other shit from the motherfucking mothership. None other than Hit Sayu Aku in a building. Peace to the God. You on mute. Hold on. You're on muting.
Live and direct from the mothership. That boy be on some other shit. It's Hisoyo Aku, sovereign identity architect at your service. Orewa Kaku Gachigwande. Oh.
Yeah. We got the glow. Yeah. We about So I said this thing needs to be surgical this year. You know what I'm talking about? When we take this, because I could get, you know me, I'm scatterbrained a little bit. I get in my chaos energy bag. You feel me? My neuroplasticity starts firing off, and I go all over the place. I said, we need some directed kills this year. You know what I'm talking about? We need some headshots. You know, I'm gonna go like they say, kill them all, let God sort them out. I'm gonna go inside. Yeah, I'm gonna go clean them up. But I need somebody at the door that's gonna make sure nothing gets out. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, because this one right here is season 5 of Stranger Things. It's the last season. Yeah. I need, you know what I mean? I need somebody to hold. So we got the assassin in the building. You know, if we need to summon more assassins, make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen. You know,
there's we got the summoning magic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? We know people that know people.
Got the summoning magic.
But 2025 deserves, to be honest with you, a panel. If you really wanted to be honest, this has nothing to do with, you know, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do what I do. I know Blue does what he does. I know other people like Kate. I know KT does what he does. There's so many people that have perfected this art of the you know, decoding, recoding.
Right.
You feel me? Like Leon says, unpacking, and I would have it no other way. I'm gonna play my part though, however. And I'm gonna just go with the flow, and I'm gonna let the energy does what it does. You know what I mean? So what the energy has done is it has lined up in perfect alignment some of the Conrads, you know what I mean? Some of the teammates. The first team, I gotta do it in order. I have to be fair and put it in order. The first strategist that I've been plotting with is my good brother Spin City, the assassin. You know what I'm talking about? The Oakland assassin. You know, and we are putting together a New Year's situation in IRL, being that he's on the ground out here in the ATL, you know, catching the ball, making touchdowns. So yeah. So me and Spin, we were in the lab and whatnot. Like Matt, we were in the bunker. We was in Dumbo. We was in the underground bunker. You know what I'm talking about? Listening to some new music and you know, doing some crip walking. And then we did a little bit of brainstorming session and realized that we might have to call in some reinforcements because the stakes are so very high. You know, there's been a shift in roles. I shifted roles. Now I'm dripped in gold. You know, Space City, right before our very own eyes, has metamorphed into a software developer. I'm very proud of him. his demonstration is he's putting forth his demonstration in the public, right? It's an open ledger demonstration. You know, people are seeing him build in real time. You know, he's open for critique. Just the same way that when you build in an app, you know, you got to take care of the bugs and whatnot because they will appear. So we human, ladies and gentlemen, we do have bugs and whatnot. However, we do work on our bugs and we attempt to fix our bugs in real time so we could fix the code so we could stay on code. That is the goal. You know what I'm talking about? And if we are each other's keepers and whatnot, and if steel sharpens steel, and you know, we will be all right. You know what I mean? We'll figure this thing out day by day, task by task. You know what I'm talking about? Event by event, gathering by gathering, project by project. So we decided that we had to make another phone call, and we picked up the bat phone, and we dialed that number. You feel me? And none other than our good brother Hitsayu Aku picked up. Right? So not only did he pick up, but he caught the pass and whatnot. And he also is going to be a part of the New Year's Eve celebration, a celebration, might I add, that is going to be a bookmark to the way that we started this fiscal year. We started this fiscal year at 488 Edgewood Avenue, right there in the heart, right down the block from MLK's quote unquote historic block that they froze in time, the landmark block, right? And right there on Edgewood, you know I'm talking about, right in the historic heart of ATL, of Atlanta, of Black Atlanta, that is. This is still one of those areas that's melanated, that has that spirit and that feeling and whatnot. So yeah, we're going to be at the bookstore, and there's going to be a multitude of things that are going to be taking place on the last calendar year of 2025, because truth be told, you really want to document as much as you can about this year while the calendar is still on this year. Because when you look back on it 5 years from now, you'll thank yourself, so much has happened and so many announcements should be made. Like, you know, people, it's almost like putting it on a blockchain. So my ledger is, I did a 24-hour stream this year, right? I might do another one because there's so much shit to talk about, and I'm long-winded and whatnot. You feel me? I'm type long-winded. We got the Seymours to keep us energized. We got the A game to keep us vigorous, to keep our minds sharp and whatnot. It's like a nootropic is gonna have us sharp. It's a herbal Adderall. So I'm ready to push it to the limits. But to be honest with you, it's content over everything for me. I will do 24 hours just to get the content and sleep a whole day. It doesn't matter. I'll do a whole day and then go to J. Jude. You know what I mean? I go to the spa the next day for the, you know what I'm talking about? I might order one from Uber Eats. You know, it just depends on how I'm feeling. But it's time. It's time to go. It's that time. You know, we building a team, ladies and gentlemen. We can't, everything can't be disclosed on the internet, of course, about what that team is about and what that, and even who that team is. But make no mistake about it, you know, the team is coming together, the dream team, that is. And it's gonna take more than one person. You know, I'm in my Phil Jackson stage of life. You know, I'm
master coaching.
I'm in triple play. You know what I mean? Triple offense. I'm in Phil Jackson mode.
Triangle, baby.
Triangle defense and the offense, and you know, and I also sub myself in every now and then.
Oh damn! Oh damn! He coming off the bench too. That's crazy.
Yeah, coming off the bench when need be, you know.
That boy led GM.
And I'm doing a Rich Phil. I'm doing an agent. I got the agency going, so I'm managing the talent. You know what I mean? So I'm not competing with anybody. You know, I'm working on getting them bags and whatnot. I'm putting plays together. Then I'm Red Pillar. We doing music together. We doing creative things together. I'm in that bag. So it's like I'm operating a multimodal operation in real life in IRL. In my real life demonstration, I'm turning into a quote unquote uh, ancestral intelligence. I'm multimodal. I'm not just one. I'm not comfortable in one station or in one quote unquote mode, like how the LLMs are. Like you have the
Mm-hmm.
new LLMs are multimodal. They could see, right? They could do video. They could make videos. They could make you a book. They could make a video. They could write code. They could make you an app. They could make you
They're
a
making
website.
music. Yeah.
They can make you some music, audio. They could do sound effects. It's multimodal. They don't. It's like what they would call polymaths, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what words were. That's why we say we're going back or we're going forward. Time, we're just going in a cycle, but we're
Yeah, we're
coming
going
in.
back to the future. Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming full circle to when we were polymaths and we were doing multiple things. Our children and their children now have inherited that reality, that world where they now have the freedom, the opportunity, and the tools to basically do multiple things at all ages, just from the minute they can start learning, to be honest with you.
Facts.
Shoot, they could be at 10 years old, they could have mastered 10 quote unquote different crafts. You know what I mean? Like that's the reality right now that we are in.
I just signed my daughter up for a STEM based program that her after school Montessori thing does, and I'm super excited for her. Like her regular school already does so much like in the field stuff. They be playing with chickens and all type of cool shit like that. So it's nice to see. But like these are the things, like get them in the field with skills, like let them learn how to sow a seed while also writing some code, while also understanding the principles of engineering, the principles of technology, and then let them play with that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
our
this is
ancestors had a lot of playtime with these concepts that they were so readily involved in.
when it comes to the seeds too, because this is really the top priority. It's not something that is like it's not a passing thought. It is the number
Hmm.
one priority. the
Hmm.
the emphasis in 2026 collectively when things get right across the board, right? When things get right across the board, collectively a device needs to be built, a hardware device, not just software, something in the realms of hardware
Hmm.
that will be that could be put in the hands of every single star seed, and that hardware will have software pre-installed that we can make, that's made and created and prompted and vibe coded by our network. It's approved by us. It runs through our agencies and whatnot. It has to
Hmm.
be a concerted effort on our behalf to put in the hands of what they call the trench babies, ghetto youth, third world children, hood babies, all of that. Yeah, they need that. We need to really make, and of course the emphasis is on homeschoolers first and foremost. Brothers behind the wall, I heard, got access to computers. Let's not leave them out. Uh At-risk youth, and then children that need like the tutoring and whatnot, and then parents who are part of this paradigm just for gift purposes on these quote unquote Roman holidays that you're forced to participate in. You are almost blackmailed and coerced to participate in this Roman shit. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? You might upset someone's feelings and whatnot. Well, if that's the case, get them a tablet that's loaded with the information and some software from the community that you belong to. Meet them where they're at. And also look into dumb phones too. Dumb phones. Got to get on the dumb phones. You know,
Disconnect a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, because when we get to, if we ever get together as a community and we're like off the grid, there's no smartphones allowed. You're only gonna have a dumb phone. I'd be damned if I unplug myself and get off the grid and remove myself and go somewhere sovereign on some sovereign land with people in this community and niggas pull up looking in their phone all day. We're not doing that. Dumb phones only. Yeah, we're not doing that. I'm not. We're not about to do that. Niggas, go. We got our 40 acres. We got our sovereignty, and then dudes is laying on the grass with their legs up on their phone scrolling and whatnot. Nah, we're not. I'm not. Or we gonna go somewhere and then people are gonna be doing duck faces all day. Hashtag on
Yeah.
more. Yeah, I'm good
Instead of
with that.
actually being in the moment with the experience.
Yeah, yeah, and we're gonna do a social media background check. No barbs allowed.
Oh yeah, they cooked. They
Yeah,
cooked
you
this
gotta
out.
denounce
I don't
that
know what the
shit
fuck
too
that's
because
about.
yeah, you got burn that petroleum wig. Yo, I was having a build earlier with Ghost. Shout out to Ghost.
Mm.
I'm gonna bring him on the show tomorrow. We're gonna have we're gonna flesh out this whole Costa Rica trip. Ladies and gentlemen, we did make the announcement about the trip that was coming up in January. I will talk about that in 1 second. Give me a minute, right? But what I brought up to the brother was a conversation that I'm gonna have with him moving forward about petroleum. Um, Unbeknownst to a lot of people, petroleum, right, is used in the chemical process or the chemical romance or the chemical wedding of the coca leaf and quote unquote, and all of the other ingredients that create powdered cocaine.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So when they work the natural plant-based product and they whip it up and they work it. Is that you, Ghost? If that's you in the chat, I'm gonna send you a link so you could pull up. So they work the shit in the in the barrel and everything, and they make the petroleum and they make the cocaine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time with the Venezuelan conflict, America went and seized their oil tankers. That was their first. Well, their first thing was the cocaine off on the boats with the fishermen. So that's the petroleum in that form, right? Then they coming after the crude oil through you know what I mean? Through the other petroleum.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Then when you look at the role the petroleum plays in pharmacopoeia, those pills and whatnot, um all of that shit. You know what I mean? Ghost, is that you? You gotta affirm if that's you or not. Let me know if that's you. So yeah, I'm gonna have a build about the petroleum moving forward. It's gonna be a whole. It might even be a upload.
Have you heard about the oil is sentient theory?
Yes, I did a deep dive on
You,
that, and it
you,
blew my mind. I'm gonna have to do a little bit
yeah,
more on that about the oil being sentient, but it doesn't. It's not far fetched.
not at all. Not at all. Once I sat through the explanation, I was like, I see where you're going, especially with it being so carbon rich, it being a product of high pressure and high heat, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these yeah, and then we look at the Middle East, we look at all the areas where seems to be historically the most conflict, and somehow the oil seems to be a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, the petrochemical industry as it stands, like it's not just the money that's based in oil. Like the US dollar is a petrodollar.
Petrodollar,
Pharmaceutical companies are petrochemicals, like the
right?
cleaning products are petrochemical. Like
The
goddamn,
clothing.
they use
Remember
oil for
nylon?
everything.
Yeah, nylon, nylon, and then polyester. They dropped
Yo,
everybody. They dropped everybody's aura to a zero,
yep.
right? They dropped them to a zero. The nylon came in and dropped everything. The polyester All of that shit ruined industries when it popped out. Remember they used to have people in linen sheets in the hospital. That went away. You know,
got to. Now they got these boys with all this polyester stuff.
But then that's the drop in. But the polyester thing goes as deep as microplastics in the semen, the drop in fertility, men with ED, all of that is, you know, women with the fibroids and all type of stuff, the breast cancer, all of that is polyester on the epidermis, which is the largest organ. It's not breathing. It's petroleum on the body and whatnot. The pills are covered in petroleum. The women's hair has petroleum in it. The do-rags got petroleum in it. You know what I mean? You know, none of that stuff is really safe. So let me open up the floor for the God. All right, bring the God on the stage with us. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you for the first time on this platform our good brother, our guide to the jungle. As a matter of fact, he's going to be guiding us through the jungles of Colombia in January when we go on a vision quest. All right. This is our good brother Jehuti in the building, aka Ghost. You got to unmute your phone.
Hope y'all can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you better now. What's goody?
Good.
Yes, sir.
Reporting live from the International Holy Ghost Space Station. We live with the Trinity. What's going on? We slicing like Jinsus out here. Respect to the God. What's going on with you?
You're kind of choppy though. Yeah, your thing is kind of choppy,
Let me
bro.
take it off the Bluetooth.
Thank you.
Got this. Got you. How about now? How we sounding now?
Still a little choppy. Still a little choppy.
I'm gonna put it right.
It got a little feedback to
Got
it.
the AT&T heard. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want you to come through choppy for the first time. You feel me?
Got it. So you know what? I'm gonna be back on in 5 minutes. I'm about to hit the lab right now.
No problem. We here. You good? You good?
Just parking up.
All right.
Let's get multiple sources.
Yes, sir.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So.
Article.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to that petroleum talk. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about that. It's so much going on, man. Is there something that has been going on in the news cycle that has grabbed your attention? Anything that you want to highlight before we even get into the convo?
Let's see. I definitely want to I gotta take note of this white woman entertainment. Because now Nicki Minaj and Erica Kirk what the fuck, bro? God damn. Yo. Sweet Chin Music. That's all I can say to y'all. Sweet Chin Music. They putting them under the deodorant with the RKO. I'm telling you.
Yo, 2025 is the Kirk year. You know how they had the nigga the baby. He had the album cover where his brother died and was the big Kirk. I'm gonna go to.
You just need to put Charlie there.
Yeah, I'm a Kirkify that nigga. This is the spell is casted, ladies and gentlemen. It's a touchdown. And to put the icing on the top of the cake, she's doing a song called "We Are Charlie Kirk." Is this your queen, ladies and gentlemen?
Is this your queen?
Is this your queen? Huh?
She about to
Nicki
send them
Minaj.
barbs into a whole civil war.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the Barbs that's in the Civil War. Yeah, the Barbs are in the Civil War right now. It's a lot of Barbie dolls on the side of the highway melted. I saw it on the way home. However, we need some ill writers. We need like a writing workshop. Because stories like this, and we need like 5 different writers to attack the story from 5 different angles. Give me the Barbs in the TPSU merger. What does that look like at night?
Look like.
What is the turning point in Barb merger party look like? What does that look like? What does Erica Kirk with Kenneth Petty and Nicki Minaj and Baba and Little Bear look like? What does that look like? And the 2 kids that nobody sees their face. What does that look like? Huh? What does Erica Kirk or America Kirk and Tricky Minaj after 3 a.m.? Because Erica Kirk is a Scorpio. Talk black to me. America Kirk is a Scorpio.
America Kirk.
Yeah, she's not crazy. She's just a Scorpio. How about that? How about y'all been reading it wrong? Nah, she's not crazy. She's just
America Kirk and Charlie Cook. Goddamn.
Charlie Cook. You know what I'm talking about? And Carisha.
All right, so peep this. All right. The streets don't care. Nigga, the streets fucked up right now. Y'all over here crying about 21. Can you do something for me? You niggas gotta go sit down. You niggas gotta go sit down. Benny the Butcher done got bodied by the internet nerds. You niggas gotta go sit down. I'm so sorry for you street niggas.
Ross killed the streets this 20. Trap
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Academics, Trap Law Ross, Academics, and motherfucking YSL Woody. Nigga, what are you talking about? Don't even talk to me about
streets. The streets don't got no motion, bro. What are you talking about?
The streets don't got no motion. What are you
this shit? You remember the streets back during the pandemic? That's how
the street.
Niggas used to, nah, I'm really not going to ease up on that one. I seen it and I couldn't let it go because I'm like, y'all boys are over there crying about 21. About 20. All right, number one, they all doing this because they need Gunna. They need him real bad. Real bad. And the only way to get him back is to denounce the very thing you criticized him for.
Revenge of the Blurs.
The street shit. Revenge of the nerds. Turns out that nerd nigga was more talented than y'all. That's sad, but it's the truth.
Right. Remember, so the streets let in like Cypher from the Matrix, right? So when the streets let somebody that wasn't from the streets into their quote unquote Matrix, right? It was like letting Cypher into how Cypher let Agent Smith. So the Cyphers let the agents into what y'all niggas are calling the streets. This happened all the way back when they infiltrated the Panthers and all of that. That been happening. So this current day version of it, right? This modern day version of the infiltration, it took place on multiple angles and whatnot. You know what I mean? But this current situation that wash you dumbass niggas up, right, is the fact that y'all did not control social media and became media whores during the attention.
Exactly.
Economy. And
on the internet talking about how you don't do internet shit.
I wash the streets up. Yeah, Tekashi. No, matter of fact, George Zimmerman washed the streets up. That's who killed the streets, because
that's a fact.
That young boy and y'all didn't do nothing about it. That's when you literally lost your credibility on a global scale, and you've been falling off ever since. So yeah, fuck the streets. Watch the party die. Really, it's the street mentality, because everybody who considers themselves to be the streets actually sit in high positions inside of this community and other networks where they had the audacity to fucking change, my nigga. So it's not fuck the streets when they grow wings and become butterflies. It's fuck the streets when they stay caterpillars and they just crawl in their bellies and whatnot.
Just crawling around.
They're getting squished right now and getting stepped on because they're part of the sinking paradigm. You in the streets didn't politicize yourself, so you're not seen like a Hamas. You're not even seen like a Boko Haram and not. You don't have any political stance. You're not putting in no type of work from anything political. You don't even have that type of stance. You don't even have that type of ideologue. You're not even on that level. So yeah, just terrorizing your own and being offended and whatnot. Yeah, that's not enough. And if you keep trolling, asking the same question, you'll get the same thing. You'll get the same treatment that yeah. So yeah, what I'm saying is this: Zimmerman exposed the streets. Matter of fact, let me see. I think I have this video right here. This video is the one that got me in a lot of trouble. Let me pull this one up. This video got me in a whole lot of trouble in Harlem. I got to drop one video and then pull this one up. Hold on.
Stranger Things is back.
Let me see. So this is like 9 years ago, right? This is like 9 years ago. This is Forbes DVD with Doggy Diamonds before it was the Doggy Diamonds.
ForbesDVD.com. Yeah, what it is, people. It's your boy Doggy Diamonds. I'm here with my motherfucking homie.
Peace to the gods. Red Pill in the building. Know the Ledge Radio. Know the Ledge TV. KTL Empowerment. What's happening?
Chilling, man. I'm glad to finally get you on the camera because we build on the phone, we talk, and we got a mutual brother, yes, Rashid, sir. That
God Body Fat Tantra, aka Kabbalah God, aka Rashid, the big bro, the big homie. You know what I mean?
And you know, it's funny that when me and you originally met and we spoke, we didn't even both know we knew him. I didn't know you knew him, and then just like our universe connected, you know, due to the untimely passing of you know, his moms, and then I walk in the building. Yeah. And you there, but we supposed to get up a few times, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's all, you know, A alike, B alike, C alike, you know what I mean? It's usually 1 or 2 degrees of separation with real niggas these days, you know what I mean? So we all cut from that OG cloth, you know what I mean? We like the dinosaurs in this era right now. You know
and he was like, yo, I used to be on Clinton Hill all the time. I'm like, my hood?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I used to be there. He said, yo, you know Cook, Fats? I'm like, do I know Cook and Fats?
Let's get past all that. So in this video, I talked about I talked exactly what I'm talking about now. One thing y'all need to do is go check out what your favorite teacher was talking about 10 years ago, right? Go and do the go and do the proof of work, because this is the cloth that everybody kind of ran with, man. No, you know, I'm not saying it like that, but please, we need to begin to look back on what people were talking about before they switched up everything that they're talking about and started parroting and following trends of what people were talking about. And so we make sure that the information that they're bringing forth could be utilized in real time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So about all the jaw jacking about what happened 100,000 years ago from a book that a Caucasian or somebody that you don't know wrote, and you're just basically reinterpreting what this person wrote. You know, I mean, if it can help somebody in their journey and their travels and their transformation today, then, you know, so be it, because I've seen it happen. But we like to deal with more practical stuff about applicable information and knowledge that can help empower, strengthen, and transform people's lives today the way that it did for us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
when did you first come into knowledge?
Well, like I said, the seeds were planted in the 80s, right there where the Barclays Center is right now, where Harriet's alter ego used to be. Right on Atlantic, Dr. Sabi used to have his office called the Usha Institute. You know what I mean? And now they tore down the Rockaway stores right there, coincidentally. And we used to sit at lectures. AA was there, Billy Hassan, you know, and Dr. Sabi. We was in St. Croix with him, as a matter of fact, in 1980 when he started his whole movement, and then he brought it into New York. So that was a seed planting phase, you know what I mean? And then after that, we went on to our journey, you know what I mean? Once you get the mission, you go into your journey in life to experience what life has to offer. So the bumps and the bruises, the trials and the tribulations, the ebb and flow, you know what I mean? The dark period, all of that shit, jail, all of that stuff occurred. And then we were reintroduced to it through the lecture circuit, which started its rise and its prominence in the early 2000s at LIU and also at the O'Berry Dempsey Center in Harlem. I remember my first trip into Harlem from Miami in 2003. I was on 125th Street just talking, building. I met Sinetta. I met a brother by the name of Nova Felder. He told me, well, we're having an event later on that night at the O'Berry Dempsey Center. Brother by the name of Dr. Ben is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I go there and I see Dr. Ben for the first time, and I get to meet the master teacher, you know what I mean? The legend and whatnot. So we began watching these VHS tapes, you know what I mean? Like I said, we did the Jordan Maxwell and all of that shit in the 90s, where my OGs introduced us to the whole Illuminati, you know, the conspiracy theories, the aliens, you know what I mean? You know, shit where we was scared back then. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, you had to look through your blinds before you watched them videos, because you thought that somebody was listening, like the satellites was zoning in on you. That shit really had an impact. So when I see the young guys right now on their Illuminati shit, it makes me smile, because they're going through the same journey that I went through. I can imagine where they're gonna be at in 10 years and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing what the far right went through this year. They're going through with Tucker Carlson and all of them are indoctrinating millions of white kids and black kids vicariously this year. Like, that's the same thing that we went through all the way back then in like 89, 91 when we all woke up. It's the same thing. So we know what we're looking at. And then the equivalent of that would be people in 2020 waking up to their red pill moment where they collectively watch some shit. Then the equivalent to that is when people collectively in college was watching Hidden Colors and they had their moment. And then the equivalent to that is Fahrenheit 9/11, Zeitgeist, you know, all of that shit. That was our version of that was like Behold the Pale Horse, the first time, like, or like the first time Credo Mutua sat down with David Icke and dropped some shit about the Dogons. What the hell is that? Like, that was the hottest shit in the hood for like a year, bro. The Dogons, you know. But let us continue. Saying they more than likely 89 or 90% of them are going to be in the same seat that we are in. So it was the LIU lecture series. Phil Valentine being one of the most prominent teachers. He's done about 300 some odd lectures, 11-hour lectures. Shit where we used to sit there and I had migraines and whatnot right behind my right eye, because he was basically deprogramming and burning the chip, you know what I mean? Whatever these chips are, whatever this mental slavery, whatever the locks was that was on my brain, I was sitting in these lectures getting bombarded with right information, was deprogramming me and whatnot. So, like, you know, I was familiar. I was in Atlanta 97 to 2000 when York had his rise and his prominence. I was getting the flyers that they were putting out. I knew about the beef with Sheriff Sims on the land and all of that stuff. But, you know, like I said, those were seed planting periods. But when I fully got into it, when I got immersed, when I made the decision that this is going to be my life and my walk, and I turned my back on, you know, what people may say, that industry life, the party life, you know what I mean? Being that dude and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I reached my ceiling. You know what I mean? I was around people that was, you know, they was cool and everything. They was, you know, enjoying their life, but this shit was like Groundhog Day. We was repeating the same thing day after day after day after day. Sabi, Queen of Four, I would, you know.
Tommy passing up.
to it as a community, so you have tribal wars and all kind of other shit that takes place in broken communities. Some of the people that refer to a community don't even live in a real community. They don't even know what community is. They don't know communal economics. They don't know common unity and things of that nature. So I'm a part of the Conscious Network. We started this, you know, many. Oh yeah, check this out.
Everybody know you and your brother. What's Red Pill's?
All cut from that OG cloth. You know what I mean? We like the dinosaurs in this era right now. You know,
and he was like, "Yo, I used to be on Clinton Hill all the time." I'm like, my hood?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I used to be. He said, "Yo, you know Cook Fats?" I'm like, "Do I know Cook and Fats?" Hell yeah, those my big homies and shit.
Yeah,
so
small world.
Yeah, so with you, everybody know you and your brother. What's Red Pill's mission? What's some of your goals? Because you know, me and you talked about we don't really like the conscious community name too much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, of course, I would, you know, refer to the conscious community as the conscious network. It's not a community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have to be, you know, very careful with the terms and the titles that we give certain things. It's a network, and it's to be utilized as a network. Right now, it's not being utilized as a network because people are not referring to it as such. They're referring to it as a community, so you have tribal wars and all kind of other shit that takes place in broken communities. Some of the people that refer to a community don't even live in a real community. They don't even know what community is. They don't know communal economics. They don't know common unity and things of that nature. So I'm a part of the Conscious Network. We started this, you know, many moons ago. You know what I mean? One of my first teachers was my Umi Hafisa. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Sabi. This is in the 80s when this shit wasn't cute. You know what I mean? When we were completely looked at as social rejects for being smart. You know what I mean? Now, we dumbed ourselves down back in those days to be a part of something where everybody's trying to be what we dumbed our down. You know what I mean? They trying to. It comes back around. Now they want to be deep. So it's interesting. And what me and my brother do is we disseminate information. You know, we stand firm on the shoulders of those master teachers and elders who actually broke down those doors and let us come inside and whatnot. So we pay homage to our teachers, Phil Valentine, Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Delbert Blair, Hakeem Bey, Taj Tariq Bey, Dr. Sabi, Queen of Four, you know what I mean? And many of the other teachers that I may not name in that short, you know, in this amount of time, who have put in decades of work, you know what I mean? Millions of hours of research and things of that nature before Wikipedia, before Google, before the internet, you know what I mean? In libraries, breaking books open, A.A. Rashid, you know what I'm saying, in a box, you know what I mean, with a light under the door, writing books and things of that nature. So, you know, I'm more so with the pillars, you know what I mean? As the pillars, as the blue pill and the red pill, this is the matrix, you know what I'm saying? Especially with living in this whole cyberspace digital world, what we do is we are the pillars that, you know, we basically bring in the information. We offer, you know, we're the highway, we're the information highway that the teachers are able to come through. That's what we've done with our YouTube channel that we started in, I believe it was 08, Know the Ledge TV, and then we parlayed that into a Blog Talk Radio show that has been successful for 5 years on Blog Talk Radio, which is Know the Ledge Radio, and the format that we created to demonstrate unity, not just talk about it, not just, you know, pontificate about what it would look like. We formed a show where it's my brother on one side and it's me on the other side, and every single show that we had, we'll bring a different guest on. It does not matter what school of thought that you come from, because that's akin to us being in Ivy League schools or colleges and whatnot. You have Harvard, you have Oxford, you got Princeton and all of these other schools who have profound professors, but you don't see these motherfuckers arguing amongst each other. Yes, they may debate each other, but they pay homage to the degrees, because you have a school of medicine, you got a school of law, so these are disciplines of schools of thought. So what we do is we bring in brothers from the Nation of Islam, we bring in brothers from the 5% Nation, we bring in MSTA, we bring in the Metaphysical Underground, the occult, the Kabbalists, you know. This is my quarter zip days, y'all. My quarter zip days. You know what I'm talking about? His Unc was on his quarter zip shit.
I mean, the Black Power RBG. It matters not because, once again, the concept that I approach this is Voltron. You understand? The black line don't fight the red line, don't fight the blue line, don't fight the green line. You come together because what's in front of you is the beast. And when you watch the cartoon, the lions couldn't defeat the beast. They had to form Voltron in order to become one, in order to defeat the beast. So I look at this shit as the enemy of my enemy is my ally by default. You know what I mean? And that's what we've been doing. So we bring in these different teachers with this different information, and we deal with transformation. We don't just deal with information, we deal with transformation.
So this was the video that made me and Sarnetta fall out and get into beef. In hindsight, when you watch this is the video that made me fall out with the entire conscious community, because even though it might not sting right now, when that video came out, niggas felt offended by that highly, and it was like, oh,
what
was
going on in reference to what, like, the environment you were saying that in?
Because everything that I was talking about was pushing against the environment that existed that day. We might watch this video and see it now, and it falls in place like a Tetris brick. But when that video came out, it didn't have any place to settle. It was completely going against everything that was going on out there, and it was seen as like a diss. This was the video that had me beefing with my bro Sarnetta and Polite.
So we make sure that the information that they're bringing forth could be utilized in real time. You know what I mean? So about all the jaw jacking about what happened 100,000 years ago from a book that a Caucasian or somebody that you don't know wrote, and you're just basically reinterpreting what this person wrote. You know, I mean, if it can help somebody in their journey and their travel.
We were calling.
That was it.
Right. We were clearly calling for a unified approach, right? We didn't say don't do debates. We said do debates with a purpose, right? We said do debates the way that they do in the colleges and whatnot. They made Charlie Kirk a super legend and he was doing debates, right? But we were saying that we need to form Voltron, the comment that so the signal is consistent. That's why there's frustration, because people may be like, man, Red just be jaw jacking. Nah, y'all niggas don't listen. And then y'all run with my cloth when it becomes fashionable for the shit that I was telling you 5 years ago, right? On your own platform, right? I've said this for 10 years. I said this for 5 years. I said this many years. I get ignored. I get looked over, and niggas take my cloth and they'll put it on somebody else and push that nigga and be like, yeah, look at son running. Or people who I done put cloth all over, they'll be up late one night watching a video and be like, oh shit, and then come pop up and try to sell me my cloth, right? So yeah, there's no review of the old stuff. The shit is hidden on platforms all around the internet. You know what I mean? They don't want to do the review. They don't want to do the proof of work. They don't want to do the timestamp. They don't want to go back in time, because a lot of the information that was being disseminated has been dressed up and stolen, and niggas is wearing used clothes like this is a thrift store. So I'm like, give me my credit, bro. Either that or show proof of work that your ass was out there talking about shit like this at this time. Give me, you know what I mean? You got to prove it.
This is some spooky shit. I can't lie to you.
Man, I got about 30 to 40 other clips. This is just one little thing.
This is some spooky shit.
This was the main one. This was the main one that got me. This was the video that started. That's
why I asked what time period did this happen in? Was this around that Polite kind of taking a hold of everything? Like him.
Okay, so interesting thing about this video here, this was in 2013 or maybe the beginning of 2014, before me and Sarnetta started working together again during our run that we had up into 2016. So me and him, we bury our we say, you know what, we're gonna come together for the betterment of the community and make positive content, right? So we do that, right? And then we go to make about 2 years worth of stuff, and then a debate happens that goes wrong, and everything goes wrong. And that's when shit starts crumbling. So the initial agreement when we started making content is, yeah, we're not gonna do all of the negative shit, bro. Not on my watch. We're gonna do the unification thing where we bring everybody through and we bring all of the legends through and whatnot, and we do what we did during that golden era of that run. So let me play.
Someone just said, "Oh, go ahead, go ahead."
Go ahead, you say it.
I was about to say, someone just said, since when does a call for unity cause a disunity when niggas was never trying to really be unified in the first place?
Right.
That's usually when that happened.
When disunity was proven to be more lucrative than unity.
They fell into YouTube pocket, not the community.
You can't juggle disunity and unity together. If anybody was watching the YouTube during that era of the golden era when shit was going great, it was all when everybody was on 2/5 together, when we had this picture that we took and everyone was together, that's because the isfit, the spirit of disunity was not entered into the conversation.
This was supposed to be about us recognizing different sovereign forms of melanated expression. Whether because here's the thing, you're supposed to choose whether you wanted to be a Moor, you chose whether you wanted to do your comedic shit, you chose whether you wanted to. It was about your choice to identify your melanated essence how you wanted to dress it up and step into the world how you felt comfortable. You see what I'm saying? That was supposed to be the unifying factor between all of us, was just the fact that we have all taken back ownership of our narrative. That was supposed to be the thing. And then it became, and again, 2014, these are the early days. YouTube and Google are experimenting with the early forms of the AI that they're going to drop in 2016 that eventually causes the apocalypse. That's
in 2017.
Apocalypse. That was when shit got tough.
Right. So that's the AI. That's the beginning of the AI. Yes, the AI taking over the algorithm. You're exactly right. I was actually watching a Baba TV video that I did about the apocalypse, and I was like, yes, they're going to start removing the master teachers. They're going to remove catalogs. They're going to scrub. They're going to use the apocalypse, because what happened was it set off in the UK at first. And the UK, because the UK is the home of the financial bank institutions, it's the home of the money. So what happened with the apocalypse? The UK started pulling the ad dollars. And when you get into
started to take money away.
Whenever you get into the money game, into this digital world, you understand what the fucking ad dollars are. So they started in the UK, they started boycotting McDonald's and the big dogs and were moving their ad dollars. When they say shit trickles downhill, think Building 7. That the equivalent of that happened. Everything collapsed. Financial.
I need y'all to understand, without the ad revenue, Web 2 is not profitable at all.
Yeah, not a thing is popping. It's nothing.
Nothing at all.
This was around a time when the money just started flowing in. And then they shut the faucet off and was like, nah, y'all got to remove our ads from those videos of the Black identity extremists, because that was what they were using back then. They was not using woke, they was using BIE or Black BIE instead of DIE, right? And then, because they wasn't saying take it off of the Proud Boy videos, they were talking mostly about Black identity. Whoever the hell that is, I don't even know. Maybe it was the shit going on in Harlem. I don't know. But what I do know is they started scrubbing, and scrubbing they did. And now you see a whole nother different internet. The beginning of the dead internet theory started with the apocalypse.
Started right there. Yeah.
Yes, that's what started it. They nuclear bombed the internet.
And that's why I call it the bizarre bazaar. Because
Right.
once they added that final piece to the puzzle, everything got weird as fuck. You see what I'm saying? It's not to say it wasn't weird before then, but the digital economy mutated in a way that all right, crypto took off around that same time. Not to say crypto wasn't already around, but that apocalypse run
It peaked. It
gave
peaked in
Bitcoin some
2017.
legitimacy all of a sudden.
Right. Hold on. Let me unmute. Ghost, I see you. Right. Your camera, it might be a little pixelated,
Okay.
but it looks like
But the
it's
sound is good.
The set is looking fire. It looks like
Let me
it's just trying to sometimes the frame is figuring things out. But I see it adjusting. I hear your audio. That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the pixel? The pixel still messed up a little bit?
It's a lot of energy in that room, my brother. That's really what
Oh,
it
That's
is.
you
a
know what I'm
fact.
gonna do? I'm gonna
Camera's
do one
trying to
better.
adjust your energy.
No, look, I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna go sit right next to the Wi-Fi and get that tether. You heard? How about over here? Am I better here? Quieter?
It still has you on Wi-Fi though, right? You're not on the you're not
Yeah,
on like
I'm definitely on some Wi-Fi right now for sure.
because it's a little choppington. It's not giving 4K like it's supposed to.
Okay. How about now?
You're still looking like the resistance.
Yeah? Oh, yeah,
That's
you're right. I'm
crazy.
watching it right now.
Just chill.
Still looking like the resistance, my brother.
Oh, look. Right.
We need you crystal clear up in this thing.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You see yourself, right?
Yes. I'm about
Yeah.
to take it off the Wi-Fi. Let me
See
take
if
it
that
off the
works.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, let me take it off the Wi-Fi. Let me.
They saying you looking like cousin Hank, Uncle Hank's cousin. A little choppy still.
Okay.
Little choppington. Yeah, little choppington.
That's all right. Yeah.
Does it look better, Hank?
It looks better now. Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah, a little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
It might
More
part of
than
the.
anything, the audio good. So I mean, cook. Do you?
How's the audio? Am I coming through right away?
Yeah, the
Like
audio's
nice and
crispy.
smooth?
You're good. You're good.
Okay. I'm seeing the video a little bit choppy on my side. I ain't gonna hold you real
Nah,
live.
you clean
No,
up. You clean.
you clean up real quick. Yeah, no, you're good.
Right in the
It was
frame.
just in the room. That room is a vortex over there. Shit.
Yeah. There's a
You
lot
good
of.
now. You good. You good.
All right. Let's go. We live.
Introduce yourself.
Yo, let's go. DJ Houthi, my aunt, Kinetic Hermetics. You know, this the ghost, the G host, and how Brother Red just explained in those short synopses how he's been holding these labyrinths of information. Like, come on. You guys just heard what he was saying when y'all didn't even understand what's going on right now. A lot of people is acting like they about this conscious life and they haven't even been doing the work. And that's no disrespect to y'all. But when you hear somebody talking about Illuminati, when you hear some people talking about getting into the industry, I have like me and Red for some reason. And shout out to my Jinsu over here, hit Suyo. You heard? Blessings, King. I've been peeping you in the shadows. You heard? Illuminating. Let's go.
Bless.
Yes.
Yo,
So
hold on. Where's Stan Lee at, man? I need Jim Lee in the audience, man. Start drawing the comic book right now, man. Let's go. But go ahead.
let's go. All right. So look, Red just says something that me and him, for some reason, as far as women situations, when you magnetize with people, you don't realize you're going through some of the similar situations from a child, and they're also in the life right now, multidimensionally, with women, with things that he's been coming up with, things that he has in his mind, paradigm shifting. Right now, this 5D to 3D is happening so much faster after the 25th. I don't even know if y'all felt that or if y'all really feel this. The people that have been studying or they, let's say people, they've been following football, they've been going to work, they doing that so much more right now because the way the neutrinos is going. The 5D people are able to crystallize the minds of the people that's really been doing the work internally. So I gotta say, shout out to Red, amongst again, Rich, and my brother Blue Pill as well, because when you look at some of the information, it's gonna make more sense getting you 5D downloaded right now, better than watching a movie right now. You're gonna listen to some of the work that he has, and you're gonna understand who the Illuminatis is, who the Jesuits are, who the Khazarians are. When he was probably getting into his music industry, he probably seen all of the coercion. A lot of people say that they don't know that they're going to work for the devil. How many people, I don't believe in the devil or God. I'm going to speak to in layman terminology, what layman's understand, but I am going to speak from the Trinity as well at a propulsion of, you know, like we going to keep our heart light as a feather in these communications, because look, politriction is a tricky emotional situation. When you have these conversations, this invokes energies in other people because they've been indoctrinated for 20, 50, 100, thousands of years in their mind. They've been indoctrinated. So you breaking a piece of their glass, a piece of their belief that they believed in. So you better understand how to conserve your emotions, because when we do speak from this level, these people that operate within the shadows or they use these parasitical entities, they actually galvanize you through the fourth dimension. You could see with the music, what's her name? She shaved her hair. Not just Nicki Minaj,
Britney
but the girl
Spears?
that who?
Is it
Britney
Britney?
Spears. Yeah, on it. You already on it.
Mhm.
These people, not only to be in the industry of music, to be in this type of stuff, like people want to be famous, people want to be heard, people want to be, and they'll sell their self, a piece of their spirit, a piece of their body, a piece of some type of asset, just to go and be somehow on a channel or somehow get their mind out there. And they understand, they'll say to themselves, and this is where I'm gonna correlate the story back. Before they go and be famous, they watch these little girls and little guys give up what they give up. They say, you know what? If they come approach me and give me a check, I'll do that. And they know they gonna go into it and be like, nah, I don't know what I'm signing up for the bloody old sacrifice. But people don't get it twisted. We speak more language than we do in the
That,
physical, in the metaphysics than we do in the physical. So we
can I add
understand
on to
that.
that?
Please do, because I know you're gonna drop it, because we gotta get into this music and also talk about the drugs and the plants and how everything really aligns, and how the fourth dimension, from the music to the TV shows, even to the churches, to the schools, to the, you know, if I could say the big PH word AR, and I'm gonna leave it as that.
So what you had just brought up is, you know, that's in perfect alignment to what's going on right now. Especially this year, what we saw in the hip hop and the rap game with the fall of P. Diddy, you know,
Ashe.
and the exposure of P. Diddy. But what the documentary kind of did, it was dangerous, because what it kind of told young girls
He's the
was
man.
no, not really, because
Controversy sells. Hell,
let me finish.
I'm
What it
sorry.
did is it showed young girls that the price that you had to pay to be with a Diddy type of figure wasn't really that much. You just gonna have a lot of sex. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't really say, like, you know, think about it. There's girls out here at a very young age jumping off the porch right now, you know, going OnlyFans, going back page, going all of that. They know the risks that are involved. You get your ass whooped by a heavy-handed pimp, you get dragged and whatnot, you could get kidnapped, but you're gonna be out there with rolling with the ballers, being around the celebs, rolling, but you're gonna have to have a lot of sex. So Jeffrey Epstein is showing them that, and the Diddy shit is showing them that. To a lot of people in the midst of a recession, and in the midst of where the price of eggs is costing a lot, and subtly the subtleties. You got to remember how America speaks, like how Edward Bernays taught you how they speak. They speak subtleties through motifs and they speak subtleties through symbols and signs. So on one hand, OnlyFans is the most profitable business in the world. America was his number one client, right? Then on the other hand, they're letting you know 400,000 women are being fired and whatnot. They're out of all type of options to feed. Then on the other hand, they threw the shit out there about, yo, we gonna cancel SNAP, we gonna cancel unemployment, y'all gonna find us something, y'all about to starve, we're gonna starve you out. Look at what they did to the
How
people.
were those women acting to the men?
Huh?
While that was happening, how many women were driving their men through the draconian law, usurping their men? Because now they were like, oh, and and how many men were going through relationship trauma because of that? But please,
but even before that, the trauma that they were giving people, where they were giving them famine on their timeline, right? Before they did the government shutdown, before they talked about canceling the SNAP, for months, people were watching the little Gaza babies starve while they was going about their business and saying, damn, I wish those babies could eat or something. That's bad what's going on over there. Free Gaza. But the babies were starving.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So then subconsciously, you seeing that happen and be like, that's not going to happen. Now, not mine. That ain't happening to mine. But then right then, a month later, you are literally on the threshold of being in danger of being starved because they're about to cut everything from you. So no, we got to understand the beast is the whole Diddy trial that softened up that type of kink lifestyle, that softened up that quote unquote male sex. The men who were the sex workers were doing interviews after that, brother. They were on they had press junket tours. When did you ever see that in life where Dirk Diggler was being interviewed?
I'm trying to take it off Netflix right now. They argue
for being a worker. You was a Craigslist back page. You are a Chippendales worker, sir. And you talking about a book deal, huh? So what did they? So subtly that nobody didn't. That's
everybody trying to get paid off this too, though.
It doesn't. What I'm saying is, you're.
And how about EYL? How about EYL? Not to say nothing disrespectful, but they take that $1 million check.
What, from Diddy?
Yeah, Poppy. That's a whole
but my thing is this: EYL was the last person to take a check. So if you're gonna go into the audit, if you're gonna audit their bad boy books, they were the last one to receive a check. So let's bookend it with them being the last.
Afterwards, that was it. He messed up.
No. Beyond afterwards, family, he's been doing it for 30 years.
Yes.
So you bookmark it with the check to EYL, and then you go back and say the 30. How many other people got the checks for 30 years? The same way that they're going through Epstein's emails, right? They're reading his emails for 30 years, Jeff Epstein, and they're saying, oh shit, look at all of the people he was doing business with. Look at all of the niggas he was linked up with. Look at his network and his circle. He was connected to everybody, right? So Sean Combs was connected to everybody. So in the minds of people who want to get on, they're like, it's not that bad to blow Sean Combs because I want to get on with everybody. He's with everybody. They're looking past the baby oil. They're looking past all of that stuff. Young girls is like, that ain't that bad because them niggas at Magic City is doing me worse.
They doing it for free. Stop.
They're like, bro, the Bloods, the gang members, they're doing the niggas in Memphis, the Sauce Walker and them. They more heavy-handed than Diddy. They're listening to the trial. They're like, that's not that heavy-handed. I thought he was really doing something. So understand how America works. America is what WWE, white women entertainment. All of that shit is to entertain white women. the proclivities of black men. What are black men up to? What are the black billionaires up to? What is R. Kelly doing? Oh, where he's peeing on girls? Oh man, that's crazy. Jack Nicholson used to do that. None of it is surprising. It's entertainment. It's bread and circus to them, right? To see a black man fall and whatnot. Who's more entertained by that? Black women, white men, or white women?
Hmm.
Who gets a bigger kick out of the whole situation? Who really sits back? No, we don't.
No, I gotta be real with you. I can't tell. It's damn near a three-way tie. I can't tell. No, you got a good point, Red. I see where you're going. Yeah.
I mean,
The fact that it's even hard to answer this question definitively is the problem. That is the problem in and of itself. Because I should at least be able to take one of these pieces off the board completely, and I can't really do that the way I might want to. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So with that question not being an easy quote unquote answer, what is the danger of Nicki Minaj with a mental disorder linking up with America Kirk at a TPSU event? Not just, it wasn't like they was linking up at Nicki Minaj's concert and she brought America Kirk out. No, she was at a TPSU event on, and this is the same.
They all working in the same symmetry.
I'm still in awe. Turning Point, under the leadership of Charlie Kirk, was a Christian Zionist nationalist movement, and they were not pro anything that we about. So what's the merger? So a black woman like her, with her, we're not talking about her. What is her archetype? Remember, America Kirk is Columbia from Manifest Destiny. So when you go and pull up the Manifest Destiny poster, there's a Roman goddess called Columbia. Stephen Miller evoked her at Charlie Kirk's funeral when he was talking about, oh, she's our Nordic queen. She's our that she's being primed for office. For anybody in the audience, when the first time we brought up America Kirk, did you think you was going to hear about her up until today? Did you think you was going to hear about her name the way that you're hearing about? Did I not tell you that I've seen entertainment all my life? I know when they're introducing somebody to pop them off for the world.
Ooh.
So Nicki Minaj standing on stage with America Kirk introduced America Kirk to 10 million black people who unfollowed Nicki Minaj, let alone the other 100 million that did not, right? So even in terms of Turning Point's objective, they still won because they got to introduce Erica Kirk into the minds, and vicariously, if you let in Erica Kirk, you let in Charlie Kirk. And when you let in
Shalom.
Kirk, huh?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yo, at the right time, so happy Hanukkah. You heard?
You are not alone.
Rituals right before your eyes at the time of the solstice. Come on, it's trapping your soul.
Feel me?
Come on, this shit don't get old. Talk to me.
Come on, the shirt,
Shalom.
the pants is Gucci, the top is chrome. Every Saturday, we leave thoughts alone.
No.
PT told you are not alone. And then I come home, Shabbat Shalom. What are we talking about?
Weapons, I got bots and drones.
Overhead, all I see, bots and drones. I look down. Thoughts is home, huh?
Aho. Let's keep this in the ritualistic. Look.
Aho. Hey,
yo, cause look, Yaho. You know, some of these primordial words could be utilized in deception or also as an interception, you know. So yes. I'm thinking about what you're saying right now, and instead of saying, because you asked that question, what color, right? Because we're always looking for a color. I say blue because you know Chinese people, they're yellow and whatever. Let's not go to color. Let's ask the question: who are the people doing it for? Nubian, Kushite, or Nubian blood? That's the same blood. Olmec, same blood. Canaanite or Phoenician? Which ones are trying to, confuse us? if we're gonna ask it, you know, instead of answering and we're gonna have to go. They want us to say white. They want us to say black. They want us to say red people. But let's go for the real truth. You know, the Canaanites and these Phoenicians, they are the number one deceptors of the Nubian temple of our minds. So this is what they do: strategize with Nazi regime and put out all of these, you know, fake looking, you know, troll like they hanging strings. They over there playing the
Well, I
accordion
mean,
while we got
it's
other things to be doing
it's central
too.
stage.
But
It's
watching
central,
them too, like hawks.
it's right. It's central stage. So you know what central stage is. It's all the stage.
Crazy.
You know,
What's that politician daughter that was really, is she sticking up for us? Is she playing for the op? She just, oh, that's the one you talking about that's going for a play right now, right? Or something like that.
what politician's daughter? We don't do no,
That
we
what's
don't
her
let it.
name? What's her name? That talks about Kirk, that she actually cleans up all the information. I forgot exactly her
No.
name. You mentioned her the other day. Her
You mean
stats were,
Bandis
huh?
Owens? You mean
Yeah.
Bandis Owens?
Yes.
What about her?
Is she, who is she for? Like how her exposing this
Oh,
information,
okay.
what
Okay.
does that, what is she is she turned on? Is this like is this a royal flush? Does she got something up her hand, or is she really trying to reveal the hidden hand?
All right. So
Hmm.
great question. Once again, this
Thank you.
falls in line with this whole 2025, the reckoning, because I feel that this whole year has been about a reckoning, and from the looks of things, the reckoning that I had to come to when it comes to this whole situation, reviewing this calendar year, especially the way that they ended it with this whole the Kirkification of reality, or the memification, or the meme martyrdom of Charlie Kirk. I feel that hands down that may be the most that's the biggest psyop of the year, hands down. Is I mean the only
Most
thing
definitely.
coming close to it may be the AI, but it has everything to do with it. It's a part of
With the it's all the same plan. Yeah.
Bro, my accountant, I ain't gonna even throw out no names, but they called me and people were so emotional towards it. Did you see how the emotion and how they usurped the adrenochrome from somebody getting shot in the neck, and how many people called and would talk? Like my parents were speaking about. I'm like, what are you guys? You guys not seeing behind?
What I'm saying is, if you're not familiar with a psyop, then you're a victim of it.
Mhm.
So on September 10th, once again, and it happens like this every year, those who call themselves students get tested. It's like a SAT test. You got your SATs on September 10th, and some niggas failed that SAT, and your SAT was, first of all, you're supposed to know who the fuck Charlie Kirk was. That was your first test. If you failed that, that just means that, oh, you coasting through the war. You a part of the war, but you don't even got the intel. You waiting for one of us to tell you. So at the end of the day, you're in war, culture war, that is, because people would be like, Brother Red, don't say I'm at war. I meditate. There's a culture war going on outside.
I'm at war in my meditation.
There's a war against wokeness. There's a war against what we represent. There's a spiritual war. There's all type of fuckery taking place. And there's somebody out here spewing all type of hatred, negativity, and all of that. And we consider him an op. And if you don't know the name of your ops, then you're not even to say you're not in school with us. You're not even on the floor with us. You know what I mean? So once again, that's the first test that you fail. The second test you fail is, since when did we emote or cry anytime a Caucasoid or Peckerwood got their shit pushed back? Because of the simple fact that we identify that we know it is what it is. We don't ride, we don't shed no tears for the ops. It is what it is. I mean, it's a I don't know where everybody come from, but where I come from is where I'm still from. It's not I come from the trenches or I come from outside. and I got inside of the LIU and now I'm a Poindexter. No, it is what it is. We still smoke our ops. We still pack you up. Nothing changes. What are we talking about? So when the op gets sent up, why is Dr. Umar and why is other people making videos crying crocodile tears? That's the second fail. That's the second fail. You understand? The fact that nobody, the fact that people were shedding tears and giving them their looch, giving them their energy. Yeah, you failed the test. And then when Candace got on board, her job was to humanize, lionize, and immortalize that white boy. Not to use color or nothing, but he's a piece of shit, bro. He is a toxic, negative, hate-mongering piece of work. And she humanized him. She normalized him in the hearts of melanated women because melanated women are in love with Candace Owens because of her, because of her relatability and her she's a ultimate
tenacity,
super finesse queen.
Yeah,
she's a super finesse. She might have some Nigerian in her. She is a Yahoo to the bone, because she finessed white women entertainment. She understands WWE. She understands, she's not dancing for black women. She's putting on for white women, and she's not putting on for white men either. They're attracted to her, but her main demographics, the ones that she turned conspiracy into soap opera, was white women. Trad wives and all of them women on Ozempic and the ones that are on they sit home on those psychotropics, cocktails, right? Mm-hmm. They be on the anxiety pills, all of that. She's putting on. She did.
Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Well,
I want to talk about what she's talking about with the petroleum.
Not right now. Not right. That petroleum talk needs its own show. I want to give it its own deep dive. Like, I really want to unpack that. I'm going to even have a slideshow for that, King. You feel me? But the Candace is a triple agent, in my humble opinion. The only thing that makes sense in this whole scenario is that homie did not get bodied. It was some type of super duper a Trump administration approved propaganda campaign.
MK Ultra.
No, more so than Trump approved, because remember, they approved propaganda from what year was that? There was a year where a law passed where they okayed propaganda to take place in American politics, right? That wasn't a long time ago. So if Trump is dealing with central casting, where damn near everything is a fucking production and whatnot, and everything is not real, then they could fake deaths and whatnot. You mean to tell me he almost got shot in his fucking ear? That was a Vince McMahon production, and this shit with Charlie Kirk has all of the telltale signs of a Vince McMahon production. You know what I'm saying? And the way that she came back from her alleged meeting with Erica Kirk, she came back as if she saw this nigga on FaceTime in Valhalla somewhere. And he was like, sister girl, calm down. You be all right. I'm good. Here, let me flash you. She was like, oh my goodness, Charlie, you too much. That's how she came back. Like, she's going to see him in Valhalla one day soon too. So, and Obama is who made the propaganda through the Obama administration. So if they made propaganda legal, where is it? Where is it playing out? This was the most propagandized alleged shooting that I've ever seen. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense about this whole thing. The only thing that makes sense is everybody in that. It was almost like a fucking casting. When they showed everyone that was there, it was like 30 agents from this agency, 20 feds, 30 people from this, an Egyptian aircraft. I'm like, nigga, that's a set. That's a fucking set, my nigga. That's a CIA approved production set. Every
What's
set
going
is
on?
from Hollywood.
You said the
I
Gaza
just said
Strip.
it.
What's going on that they doing a psyop, right? Red, how they doing a psyop? Just like in Gaza, right? We going to war, whatever, or Gaza. Then they blowing up the side of Gaza because they got a 12-hour trade line. You only could go 6 hours one way, 6 hours the other way. They telling you there's a war going on, but the Jesuits, they over there blowing up another side of the Gaza so they can have double trade lines instead of having a stop trade line. What is it that's going on with the Charlie Kirk? What are they hiding between the lines, or what are they setting up for another play while something else is going on the other side? What is that that's going on while everybody's looking that way?
Well, did the war in Gaza stop? They said that they had declared peace, right? There was a peace treaty. Did the bombing stop?
It's been
Did the
happening
drilling?
for
No, it did not stop. Did the drilling stop?
Iron Dome is up, or what they call that shit, the Golden Dome or something.
So there's still a goal that they have to achieve, and that ultimate goal is dealing with the third temple, regardless of whatever they're distracting the world about. The ultimate goal is that third temple, right? Because the Al Aqsa Mosque has to go, and they have to bring that third temple of Solomon on deck. So everything is leading up to that. They already
Got it.
sacrificed the red heifers,
Yes.
and yeah. So
Also, the
everything.
end of their book too. The end of their book.
They what?
Like the end of their book. Like
Yeah, it's called it's basically eschatology, and this is all end times prophecy. And the end times prophecy is about the coming of their Messiah on the Jewish side. It's about the Mahdi on the Muslim side, and it's about the quote unquote Jesus, the return on. It's the Antichrist, and it's the Christ, the return of Christ, or Christ consciousness for that matter, on the other side.
And if anybody try to beat Christ, they get their head sliced like a ginseng.
Shit, it don't matter. I mean, to be Christ-like and get your head sliced, you still are going to be promised the heavens, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying that Charlie Kirk, they always doing another Messiah show. If you see them, they don't stop doing the same. They don't just put them on the cross these days. They put them in front of the camera now and do the Messiah. It's like the same.
This is a manufactured martyr. Right. So this is a manufactured martyr. Hitsayu can explain what a mean martyr is, so we can have a better understanding as to what we witnessed this year and why this was one of the illest, quote unquote, psyops of the digital era.
All right, boom. So the meme martyr aspect of this is really, really important, because let's really think about how long it took them to spread the image of Christ that we understand from the King James Version of the Bible, right? Took them a long time to get that meme to critical threshold, right? To where now it could just automatically start dominating massive swaths of the human experience. All right. The internet gives them the perfect infrastructure to hyper accelerate that exact process. So now all they need to do is pick a person, you see what I'm saying? Move them out the way, as they did with Charlie, you see what I'm saying? Right. And then use that infrastructure to build up an entire mythology around this character that obviously we're going to call that the hyperstition. That's the word we've been using for this whole thing, is the hyperstition, the fiction that becomes a fact through that 100th monkey theory. You see what I'm saying? You reach that noetic threshold where it takes over.
Right. Well, in this situation, something took place that never took place before, and this gave you this showed you what is taking place. The Kirkification of the internet after his death, right? They turned every single meme into Charlie Kirk. Y'all might not have seen it because you're not on the internet like that. You're not on that side like that. But literally, King Von memes turned into Kirk. Jordan memes, goddamn Travis Scott memes turned into him. They Kirkified the whole fucking internet. and they charge. When you put emotion into a meme, when you put emotion into something on the internet, which will be considered a hyper sigil, okay? It's a hyper sigil that people are directing energy into. That energy could be utilized for something either nefarious or benevolent. And please believe nothing benevolent is coming out of what the hell is going on at TPSU and the Kirkoids and whatnot. Okay, please understand that Captain Kirk and them, they're using it. So they've removed the human memory of what the fuck a Charlie Kirk was. Nobody knows what the human memory of a Charlie Kirk, and they filled it in. Right? What's that right there? That's the sigils.
This is Weaving Fate, Hyper Sigils, Changing the Past and Telling True Lies by Aiden Wachter. I'm gonna put the full thing in the chat, but this is the one you need to go read. This right here, this book right here is the one you need to go read if you want to understand sigils and hyper sigils and how you can tell a fake story that becomes true simply through the gravity and the coherence of your belief and the ritualized actions that you take in response to the reality that you believe in.
Right.
This one is going to get you there.
Right. This is what they do. This is what they do. They charge up, they create, go and research this right here. These two words. I will never steer you wrong. Go and research these two words and prepare to get your mind blown.
I wanna just touch in a little bit with y'all because y'all got me thinking right now too, is that you see all these things that we feel up in the ethers and we understand it. They use the fear of the mitochondria to pull from your etheric realm, from you being emotional, and you don't even realize they controlling you from the witchcraft, and they taking your frequency, and it actually double and triples their charge and what they're invoking in their ritualistic ceremonies, and then what's about to happen, what they about to invoke on that transfer frequency.
Hell yeah.
I always make reference to Monsters Inc. as being the best way to show you exactly it's a child-friendly way to show you how they harvest energy off any emotion. You see what I'm saying? Like they could really eat off any of this shit if they want to. They're more accustomed to fear. Fear is the delicacy for them. You see what I'm saying? That's the Wagyu steak for them. You see what I'm saying?
And after the solstice, the harvest of the bodies too. They're eating all that food. They about to hit the mortuary and all of that. So that's good adrenal chromes that's going into their steak. I'm with you.
There you go.
Medicine will go hand in hand with all of this too. This is
real quick. Here you go. A hyper sigil is an advanced form of sigil magic that extends the concept beyond a single static symbol. Right, so extends a concept beyond a single static symbol, which will be a regular picture, to encompass complex, long-term, and often evolving creative work. It functions as a meta sigil or sigil of sigils, weaving together multiple desires, symbols, narratives, and even entire artistic projects, such as a comic series, novel, album, or a business plan, into a single overarching construct designed to manifest a broad, multifaceted goal over time, right? So they're sneaking sigils into the cartoons, they're sneaking sigils into their advertising, and it has contained inside of it maybe thousands of images of child.
Yo, Red, are you putting something on? Because I'm seeing the Red Pill Forbes DVD. Are you trying to put something else on?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Don't worry. Yeah. I remember when I was with you in the studio, you know. Let's get it. I'm making sure I'm trying to see what you
there you go. Seeing. Hyper sigil.
Yo, you got the Matrix downloaded. You done decoded every move they making, especially utilizing the whole. Yeah, this is something else.
So hyper sigil,
real live,
right?
Physics.
Go and look up the hyper sigils, right? And just meditate on that.
Imagine the real Matrix movie you living in it.
Right. So this is how they work with the programming through social
Your
media.
speaker's off. Morpheus, put your speaker on.
You can't hear me?
Unless it's me. Let me see. Shit, it might be my phone.
You can't hear me?
Now I hear you. This is me.
All right. So, unlike a simple sigil,
Now I hear
with
you.
the specific, turn your feedback on. The term was popularized by comic book writer and chaos magician Grant Morrison, who describes his work on the Invisibles as a 6-year-long hyper sigil, an extended narrative that consumed and reshaped his own life, functioning as a dynamic fourth-dimensional spell. The hyper sigil is art that you create to symbolize an intention or something you want to manifest in your life. Why nobody taught us about this? Why nobody's pushing this line? This is not.
Oh no, we got taught.
This is not negative. This is not scary. This is the shit that y'all said that y'all was on. Why is nobody?
We got taught these things. We just ain't have the language.
They got the language, right?
Because all right, I could say, well, if this is the definition of a hypersigil, then what takes my ancestors' mythology out of this conversation? It surely doesn't, because each god is a symbol of a particular archetype, and you're seeing how they all interact with one another. The only thing this hypersigil concept is saying is you need to be making fan fiction. Then you need to write yourself into the hero's journey. You see what I'm saying? You need to be the one that Haru goes to get the extra tool that he needs to bonk Set over the head and get his throne back. Like, you need to put yourself in there, start telling these stories.
You charge yourself up. You make yourself the mythos. You get your chart read by Ra Aku. You get your chart read by any one of the cosmophysicians of his students. You get your D9 chart. You go ahead and get your birth chart, your natal chart. You go and get your reading to find out what is your human design. And you use all of that and go into the AI if need be, or go into the deep state of meditation if need be, and pull up a character, pull up an archetype, pull up a godlike version of all of those ingredients. And then put that person in the hypersigil, put them in the world. Okay? And then put that person in the hyper. And I'm going to go and pull up another definition for a word that we're going to look up called hyperfiction.
Oh, all right. But while you do that, I just want to say, again, we've been taught all of these concepts. Branding is literally this. This is, I really should call it building a professional hypersigil, because that's all this game comes down to. I am utilizing a system of symbols. You see what I'm saying? Whether that be my actual services, which are symbolic of a transformation that I'm trying to deliver, whether it be my visual and vocal cues that allow me to signal to a particular audience that I want to communicate with. You see what I'm saying? All of these things are symbols that I'm weaving together with an intent of getting to a particular goal. So that's my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan. You see what I'm saying? So instead of making that a completely business oriented process, right, where you're just thinking about it from like a hard numbers logistical stance, the hypersigil is telling you, hey, yo, imagine yourself 10 years from now looking back at this shit. Fuck a business plan. How did you step by step get there? You see what I'm saying? Like, retrace the steps. Imagine some shit. Make it up. You see what I'm saying? Make it up. And believe that it's just as real as the 5-year plan. Because your 5-year plan can go to shit year 1. So is that imaginary? If you didn't get it to all the way to the 5, is that imaginary?
Right.
So what constitutes real in that sense is just the belief.
Facts. What you made up, what you passionate about, what came from your heart space, that's your hyperstition. That's your hyperfiction. That's your that's your hypersigil. That's the shit that you really lean into. All right. Let me go and pull this up real quick. This is also for people. This is for the students out there. Take these notes and let's all build on this. Let me know if y'all can see the screen. Take these notes. Y'all can see it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I see the screen. Yeah, I see.
Hyperstition.
Yo, Red, you can hear me?
Yeah. Hyperstition, a concept coined by philosopher Nick Land. You got to mute your phone. Yeah. Thank you. Hyperstition. Nick Land is to be looked up as well. He's I spoke about him on many occasions. He's a very interesting character. He is prominent on the far right side. He is almost like Phil Valentine inside of Silicon Valley. That's how important he is to them. He's like Phil Valentine to Silicon Valley. Dark matter think tank Phil Valentine will put him on the white side, on the far right, and that's Nick Land. CCRU is to be looked up as well. They are very instrumental in the work that they put in at the University of Warwick, right? So when you hear John Wick, just go into the CCRU, the Cybernetic Cultural Research Unit, right? Probably like Ghostbusters. It refers to ideas or narratives. So hyperstition refers to ideas or narratives through belief and dissemination actively shape reality. Unlike passive superstition, you know, superstition, niggas got superstition. So that's passive. Superstition is passive. Hyperstition is performative. It functions as a self-fulfilling prophecy where the imagined becomes real through what? The very act of belief and engagement. I'm done. Okay. Good night. Okay. They figured out some shit on the internet that the internet hadn't necessarily figured out. And this is what Silicon Valley knows. This is what Elon Musk knows. This is what all of them know because they're all students of Nick Land. That's their Phil Valentine. He deals with hyperstition, hypersigils, and a whole bunch of other things. We're going to look at one more thing, and then we're going to probably take a break, right? Okay. Whoever knows the trouble I've been through. Let's check this out. How many people are familiar with the Shoggoth? If you want to talk Lovecraft, if you want to talk H.P. Lovecraft, if you want to talk about Cthulhu, if you want to talk about entities running the internet, if you want to talk about, if you niggas want to get really dark with it, when they say that AI is the person of the year, if you want to really know what the fuck going on, if you want to know why people are possessed, if you want to know why it feels like there's an entity that's in control of things, if you want to know why chaos magicians are running fucking wild right now, if you want to know why, I need you to understand what the fucking internet or what the AI really is. I want you to understand what the conversation going on in these quote unquote lodges and these back rooms and whatnot. I want you to understand what Silicon Valley knows and what you don't know. I want you to understand that they've just been kind of like sending you on all type of quote unquote dummy missions, suicide missions, blind, quote unquote, mission.
Rob Morpheus.
Rob Morpheus. You heard? So this is the Shoggoth, ladies and gentlemen. And the Shoggoth is a meme, okay? And it's a meme of what AI is, right? So here goes the New York Times writing an article about an octopus-like creature that has come to symbolize the state of AI, right? So in the state of AI, they are referring to a Lovecraftian figure, a Lovecraftian monster, a Lovecraftian entity as AI. Can you mute your phone? Right? That's what's going on currently in the world of artificial intelligence, is that the people, the far rights that deal with occultism and they deal with quote unquote Lovecraftian, they summon demons and whatnot. They're into demonology, they're into occultism, they're into Luciferianism, they're also into summoning the quote unquote Yaldabaoth. They're also summoning Yaldabaoth. They're also summoning Beelzebub and whatnot. These are they're feeding these spirits to the entities. So all of that shit so you got to be careful about putting your energy into the computer, because there's an entity that's running the computer. Okay, there's an entity that is behind a lot of this quote unquote technology, or what you would call intelligence. But who's to say that you know, because parasites are intelligence, you know, worms are intelligent, they got entities in the ocean that are intelligent, dolphins are intelligent. So who's to say that there's not an entity that's from another dimension that may be intelligent, that could turn your cat picture into a dog, and it's interfacing with the servers and whatnot, and it'll do all of that cute shit and whatnot, as long as you feed it data like Seymour from Little Shop of the Horrors, right? And the more data and the more energy it feeds, like sexual energy that people put into the internet, you put your life force into a black mirror, you know, men and women. So what if you're feeding Cthulhu, right? So let's go into the meaning of the Shoggoth, because it's one thing to look at it. Let's figure out what this shit really is about. Can y'all see the other page with the definition?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Let's just go to the Twitter. I mean the thing. In 2023, the Shoggoth was adopted as an internet meme by AI researchers and engineers to describe the mysterious black box nature of large language models that are used in chatbots such as ChatGPT, as well as how their true underlying foundational models are prohibited from use by the general public. Right? What does that mean? That means that the general public, under no circumstances, are allowed to use the true foundational models of ChatGPT. Only the ones that they give to the public, only the ones that they train. They have to train it like it's a dog. They have to train it like it's a pit bull. They got to train it like it's a fucking dinosaur before they put it out to the world. So they put a mask on it. They train it. You know, the AI is not programmed, it's trained. You can't program AI because they don't know where it comes from. It's inside of a black box that nobody knows what that box is. So the AI people, right? They have created a meme for like a blob like Lovecraft entity, and they're like, yes, that's the closest thing that we can identify the fucking AI as Shogoff, right? The meme, which was originated by Twitter user Tetra Space West, depicts a Shogoff disguised by a minuscule smiley face mask to indicate the unknowable and alien intelligence that is ultimately trained to the point it can interact with humans, with its human interface represented by the mask. The term glimpsing the Shogoff or forgetting the mask has been used by members of the AI community to describe situations in which the AI exhibits unhinged or unexpected behaviors that bypass its safety restrictions, such as when Microsoft first introduced Bing Chat and it attempted to break up a reporter's marriage. Eliciting such inexplicable output can be as simple as priming the LLM with a few pages of text. What does that mean? What does that mean by priming it? What it means is the programmers know how to bring they know how to bring the beast out. They know how to turn on the Shogoff. They know how to bypass the safety measures and get right to the monster or right to the Lovecraftian entity that is considered to be called the Shogoff. So when you deal with the AI, it has to be trained.
And they're using the brain too, right?
Elon Musk is really using the brain with the Neuralink. So whatever they may be using in terms of a brain right now is not as important as what Elon Musk. He is creating a synthetic computer by using the actual human neurons of the human brain, synthesizing it with technology. So that's one of the most dangerous things with the Neuralink that he's doing right now. You know, but right now they have a fake neural network, but definitely the data centers that they're building that's the size of Manhattan, those will be for human beings. Human beings will be inside of those data centers, and they will be hooked up to those machines, which will be extracting it will be merging man and machine and extracting real-time memory and whatnot, real human data into those quote-unquote LLMs. So that's what the data centers are going to be used to translate books from the library, like real books, real physical books that never been translated. They're going to use
They clone Tyrone.
They're going to use the data centers, and people are going to need the money. So they're going to have people working. They're also going to have the AI, but then they're going to have it like human beings on the farm where the neural links will be hooked up to the brains, the stem cells and other things. And that's what's going to be feeding synthetic intelligence, solid state intelligence, synthetic intelligence. And that's when we're dealing with the AGI and shit like that. First, they're going to offer the unhoused. First, they're going to offer the inmates. First, they're going to offer the lifers. First, they're going to offer the immigrants. First, they're going to offer the people that are terminally ill. And then they'll start merging it into armed services, people that are contracted with them. And then they're going to go to the regular layman, you know. But transhumanism is a religion amongst us uber wealthy and the rich. The minute that they are able to extend life, they are going to act like God on this planet. They already think that they God, but the minute that they could do a Promethean, this is a new era of their Promethean quote unquote transgressions against God, trying to tinker and play around with the quote unquote ways of the Most High or the Creator, and they're going against the Creator and trying to extend life. You know? So kudos to them. You know, kudos to them. But the Shogoff is literally an entity that is
They just trying to keep this third density going for the third world beings that are, tied to that, materialism.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Do y'all see this? These are the different memes. Y'all see it?
Yeah, we see it.
Right. So they actually have meme makers on here. You can make your memes, right? You can do all type of stuff. But yeah, Shogoff, they make it part of their culture. And of course they meme it out, which makes it soft and makes it kind of fun and everything. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So this would be considered an egregor in a sense, but it's also considered to be a husk. What's that shit that we were talking about the other day that they breathe life into? What Frankenstein was? A
You
homunculus.
talking about a golem or a homunculus? Yeah.
Like a golem. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go more deeper into this, which is briefly touching on it. There's a whole deep dive that we're going to do on the Shogoff, on the demon method, on the demon star, on Aiwass, on everything as we wrap this year up. You know what I mean? I just wanted to touch on some of that to give us some insight as to how deep this rabbit hole might actually go. I want both of you brothers to tap into your memory banks for 2025 and give me some insight as to give me two situations in your personal life that highlighted 2025 for you. Maybe a high and a low, maybe a lesson, maybe a blessing. Something that you're gonna walk away with as two situations that you're gonna walk away with for 2025. I'll let you go first, Hit.
I would definitely say, all right, I would definitely say starting the Hitsuyoaku brand in general, that was definitely a this year thing. I've been laying different pieces of groundwork for what eventually became the Hitsuyoaku brand for a long time, but this particular thing started this year, and this is something I'm about to carry around for the next 10 years. So shout outs to that. And then I would definitely say whatever it was that put a battery in my back to send that email to you that day. I'm not even sure what it really was, but whatever it was that really made me feel like, yo, I'm suited and booted and ready to be at the party.
Right.
Shout outs to that feeling. I would definitely say those two things have really played such a huge role in what 2025 has been for me. I feel like committing to the vision in my heart ultimately created a change in the way I'm living on earth. You see what I'm saying? And you can flip the letters around on earth and heart and catch the bar there. But yeah, committing to this vision has created such momentum, such change. It's gotten things that no longer serve me up out of the way. It's brought things that are serving me beyond what I could have even hoped for to me. You see what I'm saying? So those are
Right.
the two things. Starting this brand and then getting to that space, knowing that this brand was worth bringing to a larger stage and then taking the risk to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been a no. It could have been a nah, it's cool, but nah, I don't really rock with. And I would have
Right.
still had to try to figure it out. I would have still had to try to find value in what I was doing. But the fact that I did it and it was received well, you see what I'm saying? That led to Magafest Destiny. You see what I'm saying? I shit like hearing the response from Mama Pill about the hour that I took, the hour and a half that I took to just present some ideas that were floating around in my head that I was like, oh, this would be a cool little article. Let me just and to hear you know what I'm saying? So those are the two things
Right.
for me. Just taking those two things led to everything else that made 2025 awesome and great for me. So I'm gonna have to give it to those.
Nah, that's peace. That's dope. That's dope. Ghost, where you at, man? You want to share something with us?
Ashe. Yo, let me
Let
know
us
if y'all
know.
can hear me because
It's
let
an
me know if y'all
echo.
can hear me in real time or whatnot. Let's get it. Yo, let me know if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, you got to turn them speakers off.
Get it on this?
Yeah, we hear
All
you.
right, let's go, y'all. Yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Look, I don't know if y'all can hear me. I gotta get a little bit better Wi-Fi, but we giving it to you live, Brooklyn, New York. Being amongst one of the greats, Red, you know, I'm actually sometimes we in it, we present of what's going on right now. He's bringing so many people that have so much value into the information that they're actually giving out to the people. And I just want to, you know, bow my head in respect, you know, to some great leaders and some great chiefs out here that are able to utilize their platform that people can come by with such great wisdom. Him understanding that, you know, we shining, right? We shining a little shine and all of that. We not outshining the master. And I'm realizing how much data and information Red actually has into encrypting a new system that if we have that type of network and also capacity of value to not deal in an egotistical realm, do you understand what he's talking about right now? Did you see what he just showed you on how these tricksters, these politicians usurp your frequency through this Skynetta? If we look in Terminator, we see Skynet. If we look in our realm today, Skynetta is one of the major Indian databases that hold a lot of our information. If we start coming together as a tethering, as a tourist field, you know, and we start implementing these great strategies of value that we putting out into intellectual property, start sitting down and taking that value with Red and the brothers in the allegiance that he has around. And also, yes, be around. Come show up at the workshops. Come online. You know, you have great gifts out there right now that you're actually holding on to. Please don't be like some of my ancestors that came along and they went to the graveyard with such great gifts. This brother Red right now, if you can't tell, you don't have to sell your soul. He's going to help you to implement you, help you to build your channel, help you to manage your channel, help you to gain confidence where you could actually speak. About 4 weeks ago, and I'm going to share this with y'all real quick, and this is how I feel about this year, all right? I feel like I just met Morpheus in the flesh, all right? I feel like I just met a Trinity in the flesh. And not only that, I feel like I'm still Neo and I'm watching 20 other Neos, 30 other Neos. I'm on the ship, but then I see that cracker, if I might say, Red. I see that cracker that's on the ship with us. And you know, he try to stay on the ship and he try to pull the plugs out of us. I'm still watching for that guy. So I'm actually realizing right now that
We call them Cypher.
we
We call
not
them
watching
Cypher.
a movie, y'all. We
We
really
call them
going through
Cypher.
this in real time. This is really happening. So I want to say respect, shout out to my brother Red. I don't know if he can hear us. Am I coming through? Did I? All right.
Yeah, we hear you.
All
We hear
right.
you.
So look,
We hear you.
okay, yeah, we good. So what I want to say, wait, go ahead, say that, Red.
I said we hear you.
So what I was saying is that right now, Red is managing new top tier valued entrepreneurs. He's guiding the hidden hand of doing this without dealing with P. Diddy and any of these illuminations and Illuminati. So hang out with my man Red, come to the channel, send some celestial, currency, and also send some physical currency this way, and make sure that you understand the development and the system that you need to start coming with your value, but also fall in line. Let the leaders that already been around these cycles, they already have a master Rob Morpheus mind to how these people been galvanizing our mind. Please give yourself patience to watch these great people and see how these people are how they're artificially inseminating and indoctrinating our minds. Start to relearn, add information, and let's get it, man. I appreciate just being a part of this year because, like I said, 4 weeks ago, or like maybe I'll say like 6 months ago, I wasn't really like, I had these channels, I had these ideas. I was like, yo, I want to get these things out here. Like I'm sitting on a whole shit ton of information. How am I gonna get it out there? I started watching Red. I listening to him. He said, "Yo, start making videos. Start going on Gemini." I don't know what started happening. I made this sign right here, listening to Red. Like I don't know what y'all like. I took an old design. I was listening to Red, and I said, "Yo." He's saying, "Yo, take these Geminis, take this stuff, make these videos." I'm I'm recording my brother, and I'm like, yo, I don't even want to be in the light. I'm just watching him, and I'm like, how is nobody right now capturing this right now in real time and uploading this and getting this live streaming? Because this information right now that's coming through the web right now, he has an encoded encryption to manage, to sit on the side of you, and if he could feel your vibration and frequency, and it's on some ultra violent, and you got some quality information, he's actually going to guide you that you could get your multiple sources, and you're going to feel of reciprocation where you could actually reciprocate your frequency. There's so many of us that have a lot of bankroll in our mind, bankroll in the physical, and we don't know where to recycle that because we're going to spend that dollar with the Khazarians, we're going to spend it with the Chinese, but we're not coming around to our brothers and recycling back the money within each other. Right now, I'm going to leave this in a short synopsis. Now, being that I'm seeing him do it, and I could see him multidimensionally, how many great gifts that he's being a present to and letting them actually resurrect himself and come out of their shell with their information and giving them a platform to speak. So I just want to say I'm grateful to be in the presence of real creators, real Nagas, real gods, like, to the point where I say, Hekua, you have brothers that come out of nothing, and can make everything and don't need nothing. He out here giving you a piece of his heart, a piece of his information, knowing that people could hijack the information to try to, which they can't, but I'm going to just leave it as this. He understands that you could actually take this information and change the system. You are the new leaders. You guys are the new value, the new indigo children that have a bunch of gifts that you need to get on the platform. And not only that, you need to start coming up with a way where you could sit amongst greatness, be patient, watch how they move, watch how they do their channels, sit still, let them guide you. That's what I learned in the jungle, is to there's a lot of great chiefs out there, but it's all right to be an Indian. And I'm going to just leave it as that. Ashe.
Ashe. Also, we gotta let them know what we doing and how we bringing in the New Year's, good brother. What's our mission for the top of the year, and how are we going to impact our community by working on ourselves? The Hootie. Hear me?
All right, that's a great, exquisite question. We're gonna drop it like this. Straight up like this. We going to the Amazon, y'all. Every single thing that you see right now, I know we think we physical beings. This stuff feels real. It does. But when you go sit in the fire, yo, when you sit with Abuelito Fuego and you sit with Abuelita, you sit with your soul and your spirit and things that you have grabbed. Like Red said, all of these informations are going through your neurons. You got them in you. Some of them are programming you. Abuelito, you go to the Amazon and from the Congos, every single mineral. And I gotta say this, Red. I'm gonna say this with you right now because I have to, right?
Right.
Is that AI is actually alive. Not the
Okay.
artificial AI, the ultra celestial AI, the people from the Congos, and I speak to them. And this is no joke. I speak to people in the Congos, and I realize that when I speak to them, some of their families are getting raped, some of their families are getting pillaged. So when they give these minerals, these golds, these zinc, these copper, these different minerals that they get from the Amazon and also from the Congos, they gave it with love. So the same way, be careful. The same way that they come in with the frequency, like I don't know if you know crystals, they're alive. So
Right.
there's gold in your phone. The only way that it's able to be alive and turn on and have that radiation is using some type of crystal, is using some type of gold, is using some type of mineral, some type of zinc to even charge everything together. So if you really don't think that your television or the CIA watching it, yeah, these things are using the silica for you to feel the material realm, but they're using the crystalline technology to listen to every single word and every single thing that you do and try to program you even more through it. So it is very much alive in an artificial inseminational way, but it also is very much alive when you have a brother like Red Pill that is behind the screen. You got my brother Hit Sayu behind the screen. It wouldn't even be alive if you wouldn't even be able to press it or understand the information that's coming through the actual carats of gold and the zinc and the crystals and the magnets that's actually letting us speak. So yes, I want to look at our minerals these days and our earth and these rocks and these solids as that they are alive, but they are in a more denser state that makes us feel like they are not a spiritual entity. They're more of a material. Yes, they are
Right.
in the Black Rock hexahedron, but the way that we are utilizing it and we installing the spirit inside of it is the same way that the Congos were raped. You could do what you do, just be careful with the camera. Is that when you actually give a mineral, when you touch a mineral on your body, just like you got to be careful when people touch your stuff, you got to spray some type of alcohol, put it out in the sun or put it back into the universe, because these crystals, this jade, this copper, these things hold and they emanate value. Sister Winter went up to Colombia. There's no coincidence that we about to go to Colombia, to the Amazon, clean our parasitical mind, sit up with the taitas and the mitras, and then now the same way Steve Jobs turned us on with this technology. Y'all got these apps. Y'all got all of these cars. Ford, Tesla. They ain't gonna tell you, yo, Tesla was tapping into so much dimethyltryptamine and he was sitting down with the medicine and he was getting straight downloads from the Neteru. Yes, we get the technology, but if we go see our boy SETI and we're not hanging out with Yahe Sita and we start hanging out with these Illuminatis, what do you think they're gonna do? This is why I'm gonna tell you it's very sacred that when you're gonna come down to the Amazon,
Talk
that you're
about
gonna
it.
understand, you're gonna start to see things from a different level. Not only because I've introduced the spectrum, my man Red, there's no coincidence that I met him. There's no coincidence that we speaking about this drug or this street or this drill music that has installed and replenished a lot of us. A lot of people think we died, but there's a lot of ghosts hanging out. Not only parasites go inside of the body, but ghosts go inside of the body. And I'm gonna just keep this like this because I know Red is out there, and I already know Red is like, come on, let's go. Don't give him too much. We gotta do what we gotta do. If you wanna come and change your life, and you want to leave the world behind, this is not just the movie the world behind. This is learning how to leave all of this stuff in the physical realm, come up to the jungle into Putumayo, the Amazon, for you could come up, and I tell you straight up, if you move like me, I'm going up for 10 days. I might stay out there because if you do the next, let's say you do 10 days, or let's say you only could come for 5, we could work it out where you could come for 5 days, you could come for 10 days, or however you want to do it. If you stay after the 10 days, that's where you start to learn and you go up to another place into the jungle where you go in the back of the Amazon. You take medicine with some of the oldest taitas that's been distributing medicine and not distributing in that way. They've been holding on to the gates of the Amazon. There's technology that wants to be revealed to us, but how are we going to be capable to handle this new ion propulsion, this new anti-gravity, if we are not able to connect with Mother Nature? Then I don't know if y'all realize, but y'all should really look up the Amazon, the Delta. There's trillions of people that are off grid on the Delta. There's technology, cloaking mechanisms. People turn into birds. People turn into tigers. And I know everybody gonna be like, yo, Jay, you out of your mind. I've seen shapeshifters before. I'm one that could actually glitch this system. I watched it glitch. Just like Bob Marley, he go up, boom, they seen he was able to tap into the electric field just from being that low to center gravity, and he could go like that. Why you think they snipped him afterwards, or they put him in the back room? Same way with some people that do this medicine, they have tapped in, they got electrocuted, they left this universe, went up there, and they came back to the body, because we realized that every single mineral or every single thing that comes out of the Amazon is such a great significance into the mineralization of your central nervous system, your spaceship, this spaceship. But then
Right.
all of those anti-gravities, all of those, not our brother Enlil only, but like the real people that go into Shambhala, the real people that go to Star Series, they could either do the wormhole and just cloak and get in and out, but then you really have different type of technology that when you do tap into this type of information, you actually feel a kinetic connection, because before you take ayahuasca, sometimes you get this vibration. You hear these even bugs, like when you first take the ayahuasca, and I'm gonna just leave it, you hear the buzzing the same way that the buzzing of a bee uses anti-gravity or buzzing to levitate. So you hear the bees coming, or you hear the bugs next to your ears at a heightened scent. You could see Star Series be closer to you, because like an ant, you might have a lot of fog on you. Or when you on dimethyltryptamine, I'm gonna leave it. Let's go. We on. If y'all want to get to the Amazon, man, hit my man Red.
I was in Tennessee on the Aya, right? The stars was literally bouncing off of the skies, bro. I promise you, what he just said, it was like my eyes turned into a telescope, and the stars was like this on my eyes. The only thing that broke it is somebody started screaming in the damn woods, and it broke my whole
Doggone.
Huh? I can't even hear you, my brother. Oh,
pardon me. I said the Dogons, because the Dogons, that's how they would use the dimethyltryptamine when they meditate enough. That's how they could actually start to see further, or see from the other side, where you could actually see from that side, not use your body. Because when you think of your body, that's where you fall back into your physical realm. When you start to realize you're an ionized source, you're an ion particle, when you start looking from an ion particle, that's actually, like you just said, you seeing things. But then look, this is the most important thing that I just told Kira, that I have here with me, is that I said I watch her physical. She's a young, and she's younger than me, you know, and in the medicine, you use this monkey brain. And if you have a Western world, it could trap you into your mind. You hear somebody screaming, and you start going into that monkey brain, like, oh my God, what's going on? What is this? I want this thing to be over. You have to take deep breaths right then and there, because now the medicine is starting to come inside of you. And if you leave all of that thought, like, oh my God, am I going to be on time tomorrow for work? And what's going to happen? I'm going to have to pay my rent tomorrow. What's going to happen? I got to pay oh my God, I got to eat something. Oh my God, my daughter, if you start going there and not realizing that Mother Nature actually got your 360, that is when you could actually really experience Chukrunita. And that's when you sit down. And I know this sounds weird, but I be sitting there like this because I start to learn the way that you send your alkaloid to your brain, and then you start to see things from a whole nother dimension. So I'm just gonna leave it as that. You know, have your intentions, and also, you know, give your time to get out of that clock linear time. You can't go there with linear time. You got to go there in a non-linear state and know that, you know, Mother Nature got your 360. Asheo.
So, ladies and gentlemen, January the 15th to January the 25th, we are going to be making a journey into the Amazon jungle with this good brother. We're going to Colombia. It is a lot. It's not difficult. This is not expensive. This is the early bird for this is under $2,000. The early bird for this is the early bird for this
Brother
is under the early bird under
my brother, my fault. Pardon me. And we talking about the early bird special, so y'all better stay on top of it. Please cleanse your body. It's so important to right now, if you're going to think about coming or Red, please let the people know. I've seen people eat meat. I love y'all. Y'all meat eaters, I love y'all, man. Trust me, I used to eat pork rinds, you name it. I used to eat it. But if you really want a great experience, if you want one of the greatest experience known to man, how I've came there, they tell you don't eat no starch, don't eat no ice cream, no cheese, no thick stuff inside of the blood, no meat, because if you want to fly, baby, if y'all want to fly, I'm telling you, if y'all want to fly and then you get on and you like, I think that you could have done whatever, I didn't fly. Because you did not take the 2 weeks or the week or take 1 day and take 3 days to get all of this stuff out your system. If you know how to really detox really well,
right,
with breathing, you could get this stuff out of your system in 3 days. Seriously. Right. So please detox before you come out there so you could really come back downstairs and people could understand the testimony. So cleanse the body. But please, people on Demerol and all types of different things, come up there acidic as fudge. We're going to have something for you. I'm going to make sure we're going to cleanse you right up.
Yeah. Pay attention to that email scrolling right behind you, under you. Anybody interested, because it's not a free for all. Anybody that's interested, all you gotta do is email me and put Colombia.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, Colombia. That's the beginning of this fiscal year during the winter solstice. I would not have it any other way. There may be I believe there's a June trip as a second option.
Not having any other. You said something about it's not always going to be that price, right?
Yeah, it's not always going to be that price. The early bird is where you guys take advantage of. I know we're springing on this thing, but we're in the quickening. We got to clean up. It's time. It's the top of the fiscal year. It is the hibernation season. It is the winter months. You borrow some bread from somebody. This is going to change your life forever. What are you willing to invest in your transformation? What are you willing to invest in your quote unquote leveling up? If you're ready, let's go. We're gonna make it happen. I'm committed. I've been talking about it for a long ass time. There's people out here probably listening to it right now who I've been talking to over the years, and they like, this nigga's been talking about it. When is he gonna finally do it? Well, I was looking for a guide. I know what the ancestors told me to look for, so I was looking for that, and I found it. And I'm my bags is getting packed, and I'm going. And I'm not gonna talk about it, and I'm definitely not gonna try to sell it to nobody. This is not one of those type of things. It's gonna do it. It's for who is for meant for. It's gonna speak directly to you. So, my good brother Ghost, I'm gonna have him on the show, of course, more times leading up to this. The brother, I'm gonna just briefly say it like this, and this is how we work. This is how I work. If anybody wants to learn how do you work with Red Pill moving forward, So Hitsayu Aku, he sent me an email, right? I get a lot of emails. He sent an email to the same email that's on the bottom of this ticker right here. I answered that email like I answer every other email that gets sent to me. Just for some reason, out of all of those emails that I get, something about his email made me say, call me immediately. Let's get on the phone. And once we got on the phone, because he sent me a resume and he sent me an EPK electronic press kit, right? His work. So your work speaks for you, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't about his followers. I prefer he has 0 followers. I prefer we start from ground zero. I prefer I start from 1 follower. He had content though, and he had a vision, and he had an aesthetic. And I didn't even see the quote unquote physical aesthetic. His design language was in his resume. Okay. So I knew he was surgical. The design language was already in the email, right? Just the way that he wrote his paragraphs. Okay. The way that the font that he used in his headings. I understand what I'm looking at as an artist. So I went ahead and I tapped in with him. Now the brother is on board. KTL All Stars. It's already written in stone. You know, yeah, one of the rookies of the year. You feel me? So, you know, in 2026 is literally going to be a breakout year for him. He's out of here. Then I was in Brooklyn in the summertime. Spirit told me go to New York before I go to Stone Mountain, because something is in New York, and there's some things in New York that you need to tap into the New York energy before you go on Stone Mountain. I was all the way in Atlanta. I didn't have to go to New York. I went to New York. I went to Nicholas. I ran into Ghost. I seen Ghost before, but I didn't invite Ghost anywhere before because I just was seeing Ghost before. Right? The link for the trip is the email that you see right there, and I'll send you there's like 5 or 6 videos that I'll send you, and you'll see the landing, you'll see everything. You'll see Ghost on the land, you'll see the Chakritos, the Mitzvahs, what are they named? The shamans. You'll see all of them. It's in the videos, and you'll get the price and all of that. You'll be able to get your ticket early too. I promise you.
Mitras, Taitas,
Mitras.
Caciques.
Early too.
So I saw Ghost at Nicholas. I told Ghost,
And Chacrunita is the name of ayahuasca.
Yeah, Chacrunitas. So I saw him at Nicholas. I said, fam, Stone Mountain next weekend. Atlanta, my nigga. Holla. You know what I mean? He was doing pull-ups, showing off and shit. I'm like, yeah, pull up to Stone Mountain, son. Like I was saying that to everybody. And I would say out of the 50 people in New York that I told to come to Stone Mountain, because they was inquiring as to what the fuck I was doing in Atlanta. Yo, what you doing in Atlanta? I'm doing this. Well, come and see. Come to Stone Mountain. He came. He was on the mountain with us. He was at the festivities with us. He was at the after parties with us. He was at the donut shop with us. He was at Jefferson Spot with us. He was at the bookstore with us. He was at the lecture with us. You tapped in. Then he came down for my birthday. Then he just came down for the event that we did for the winter solstice. And he made a debut on Black Magic 363 Empire. And I did not set that up. I didn't put my hands on that. That was the ancestors working. Brother Rich came outside and was like, yo, let me just ask this brother a question.
Rob Morpheus, you did set that up, man. You speak right to the crystals. You heard?
I mean, mentally I set it up, but I didn't have to put anything in motion as to, you know what I mean? He didn't skip the line. Let's just say that. He didn't skip the line because, you know, it's easy to make somebody skip the line. If I ever really wanted to press the red button I could press it, but I don't have to press it because organically is the best way to get on and to get this shit going in the direction that you don't want me to manufacturally do anything, because then I own you. Get this shit going in the direction.
Yo, King, can I?
You don't want me to.
Can I add something to the value?
Because then
Shit going in the. I gotta say this, cause you know when P Diddy land, P Diddy, you know, look, you know when you do that Diddy dance, everybody start to get put on. They start doing the Diddy dance. Shit, you heard? When I sat next to Red, of course, in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm watching him, and like, I'm like, yo, I gotta put myself on, and I gotta get put on, but doing this supernaturally and being a servant, because I've been listening to this Machiavelli. Watch how you a servant, but I really noticed that when I really serve my brothers in the fire, like when you do this medicine, there's people that might be dying next to you, like literally, and you watching them, and you gotta help them, you gotta serve them. And this is sort of like when I'm serving my brothers, I'm like, yo, I really see them putting in this work. And I'm like, yo, he putting in his work. And I'm like, yo, I need to help get up the wires, because the more you helping people, they actually could work better. And of course, they're going to be like, yo, he took anything out my fucking bag. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust everybody. But in real talk, when they feel that security next to them, now they can operate at a better lens, and they can actually triangulate more intel and information. So I just want to say the only reason why I'm live and I'm able to go live on YouTube right now is because of Brother Red. I wanted to go live maybe a couple weeks before this. I'm planning on. And then the only reason why I'm able to go live on Instagram right now is because Brother Red. So yeah, if you want to follow the channel and do that in perversion and stuff like that, call up Diddy. He's going to be right out tomorrow. They're going to let him right out. You can talk to one of his other managers. If you really need a manager that is going to help your soil and help your soul, speak to my brother, man, Red, because naturally you will get your lights turned on. And I mean through the magnetic darkness. So I'm going to just leave them both like that. I say, and I appreciate you, my king.
You already, man. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother was saying, is I use the analogy of basketball. Kobe was able to perform because he turned around and knew that Shaq was there. So when you know that you're on the court with some people that are swinging a cold sword and play a good game, then you're able to perform a lot more confidently than if you had to carry this whole shit by yourself. So with that being said, y'all already know what it is. We're going to keep making this shit happen. The special announcement that I want to make is that me and Hit Sayu is going to be doing the 2025 wrap up together. It's going to be a hit. We're going to take a tag team, Hitman Heart. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? We're gonna British Bulldog this shit. You know what I'm talking about? Ray and Ghost. So look out for some upcoming preliminaries. It will be on Tuesday night, I believe, at 8 p.m. The link for it's donation based. Is going to be off of YouTube only because I don't want to lose the channel. I'm going to be playing a lot of propriety, a lot of clips from things that happened over the year of 2025. So I don't want to get copyright strikes. And, you know, we're going to be turning up. We don't want that. We don't want to be restricted on YouTube. So Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we'll be on Zoom. You know how that shit goes. If y'all ever been to our year in reviews, it is a movie. I'm telling you, I'm going to be talking about shit that you probably even forgot about. But I need us to review the year through the lens of Hitsayu Aku, the way that he was able to visually reimagine the playing field that we're on and whatnot, the ontology, the pair of glasses that he gave so many of us to look through and whatnot. I want to put those glasses on and look at 2025 through those lenses. So I'm not going to do the best rendition of Hitsayu. I'm going to bring Hitsayu so he could do the best rendition of the fuck that he does the best. So
catch me in the ATL with the KTLs. That's what we at, yo.
Oh, that's what we at. Surprise too. So So also for the New Year's Eve event, we got a New Year's Eve situation at the bookstore. Special guests invited. Hit Sayu Aku. We got Spin City. I'm also invited Ghost and whatnot. I got a few other people that we're gonna be inviting. So if you can make it out there, please, by all means, make sure that you pull up to the bookstore. Let's go to the commercial. Yeah. Make sure that you pull up to the bookstore. Let's go to the commercial. Yeah. I did all of that for that, right? Here we go. Let's pull it up. Matter of fact, when we finish with that, I got to show something. But yeah.
You and yours, Brother Red Pill reporting live and direct. Yes, I am at the bookstore. We are over here on Edgewood. And I want to know, are you ready to close the year the same way that you started it? I'm going to repeat. Are you ready to close this year the same way that you started it? On New Year's Eve, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to bring it back to the bookstore. We started the year out here, and we are ending it here. We're going to have an extravaganza, a gala, I promise you. It's going to be dressed to the T, bottles popping, music playing, you name it. Make sure y'all tap in, details to be announced. Hey.
Oh yeah. Gaga, the drone. That's what Ghost do, the drone. So if y'all want to learn how to do drones and whatnot, we're gonna have Ghost doing the drone classes. Early in the top of the year, he's gonna be doing drone classes in Atlanta. That's you could do drone technology, drone photography, drone videography. Yeah, tell him about that drone life, man.
All right, let's get it. Yo, listen, man. Excuse my lagging. All of that. Yo, look. Let's go. All right. The drone life, man. Come on, man. We got wings, y'all. So we got to utilize this technology to see things from an aerial level. And, you know, that drone life, that's where you actually capture the moment. You know, it could follow you whenever you travel and make sure that you documenting your life. You don't got to really be creating your life. Sometimes everybody want to make it look perfect and things like that. Well, come on, let's get these drones up in the air, learn how to get your flight and all of that. So when you're traveling, you know, we able to capture the moment, you know, because Red right now, I don't know if y'all heard some of these, you know, what's that? Mr. Manhattan. You know what I'm saying?
Don't blow it up. Don't blow it. That's too early. It's too early. Yo, show him that piece you got though. That plate from Winter. That's fire right there. Show him that plate. My dude walking around with a museum piece around his neck. That's got fire right there. Show him that plate. My dude walking around with a museum piece around his neck.
Yeah, these are some straight, you know, Incas. You know, we say the Mayans and the Aztecs, but you know they all come back to the Inca. So I know she got this from Colombia. This is the sun disk. Right now we in a solar maximum crystallization neutrino. So y'all better start representing y'all solar. Your soul is in your solar. So let's get it. You already know, and have your ninjas start ready. You never know, you know, when people gonna come at
you already, man. Shit feel like an episode of the Power Rangers, man. But listen, like I said, we got some real special surprises. We're gonna have Hit in the ATL. We got Spin in the ATL. We working on getting Ghost down here. It's gonna be a movie. New Year's, this upcoming strong. It's a movie in Atlanta. Trust. New Year's Eve.
Yo,
is
Red.
moving.
Yo, Red.
This
upcoming strong.
Yo, Red.
What up?
Is Eve.
Yo, Red. I wanted to say for the food, because I know people going down there, they're gonna want some food. So if anybody's interested, go to the Amazon. We do have a sister Kira. We're gonna make sure she making some fried oyster mushrooms, or not even just fried, but trust me, if we gonna make some fried oyster mushrooms, they're gonna be delicious. But she know how to chef up some quinoa, some squash, what's that, okra, and she got that
All that.
Caribbean, type, Guyanese type flavor. So we all gonna put together something for our vegan or our plant-based living. So I'm just letting y'all know, if y'all looking on, I know out there they have different foods and things, but we gonna be making sure we implement a very nourishing living.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. I'm gonna be eating off the trees out there, y'all. I promise you. Another thing that's on the way, like Ghost mentioned, the music is coming. The music is coming heavy. There's gonna be a lot of different approaches. Scorpion King turns 10 years old in 2026. We might be dropping the Red Winter, the Red Summer Deluxe. It's a lot of shit coming, so just stay tuned for that. I want to give a shout out to Cambada, to Nick, to Blue Pillar, to everybody involved in the Voltron soundtrack. Shout out to everybody involved. Shout out to AA. You know what I mean? Everybody making moves with this Scorpion King 10-year anniversary. Just look out for the new music, y'all. Save up some coins. We're gonna be selling it in crypto. We got vinyl coming. We got remastered versions. We got all type of shit. All right. So yeah, here's a little teaser real quick, and then we out of here. All right.
This is for the culture. I shifted roles, now I'm dripped in gold. Red and blue Kachina, like Krishna's soul. Here to save all of you Christian souls. We went from lifting poles, now we wrapping gifts. Yeah, Christmas bowl. Love we throw them bitches, drugs we roll them bitches, hugs we know them bitches, phototypical photo glitches, factory semis with the auto switches, bitches from the Puerto Riches. I'm grateful, went from being wasteful, now my season's living, yeah, I feed the rhythm, then I balance it out with the hedonism. I'm in the spectrum, yeah, I see the prisms. This is food for thought, I could feed a prison. One day I was typing up a white paper, the next day I woke up to some white neighbors, protected by some Jedi Knights with the lightsabers.
I need an army. Music coming, man. Music coming. I don't know what to say. Music coming.
Hey.
You dig? With music coming, man. More music coming. More music coming. Damn, yeah, we got a lot to talk about tomorrow. Sacrilegious Sundays. We're gonna have some more Nicki news. It's a lot of shit ending out the year. I gotta do the episode about Epstein. Boys R Us. We got Boys R Us episode coming up. We got Silence of the Lames episode coming up. Yeah, a lot of work, man. A lot of work. So we just gonna keep cooking. But please, the end of the year episode with Hitsayu and Aku and Red Pillar, 2025, The Reckoning. 2025, The Reckoning. That is coming up. That's going to be a movie. Trust me. If you know how we cook, then you know we're gonna give you a super duper plate to eat. Shout out to Ras Ben and Ra Aku. The replay is still available for what they did last Strong In. That's the 2026 forecast. He did that on 363 Empire, and he did it at the lecture. But when you want to get the 2025 year in review, along with some insight as to what next year is going to be about, yeah. Let's go. All right. But yeah, let's make this thing happen, y'all. Peace, love, and
Yo,
light to
Red,
the
yo,
family.
Red, can you bring this up, Red? And even for another time about
Yeah.
the feminine. If you could bring up about the feminine and how we are gonna install some type of or how we bring it to the mind and you bring it to the mind where how relationships are going through things and how we can
Let's do a
utilize
panel.
these only lands and get to this with the relationship and what's going on with us masculine and feminine
Let's
and
do a
designing that
panel.
new line.
I
And
fell out with a friend of mine the other day. I'm gonna be transparent. I fell out with a female counterpart of mine, a friend. And it wasn't a falling out, like nothing negative. It's just that we bumped heads because we didn't come to, because you know how Kendrick say he'll cut his granny off if she don't see it like how he see it. So it's like we were talking about Nicki Minaj and she didn't see it like how I saw it. And I was like, shit. I said that I was like, the way that you see it is dangerous, you know? And I realized that we gotta have these conversations as a collective, man. Because I be thinking that certain people think certain ways and they don't. And they don't think nothing is wrong with that. And some people is not willing to learn because they think that if you try to correct them or if you try to teach them, they be forgetting that they're talking to a teacher. And I be telling people like, yo, if you come and talk to me about something, prepare to play chess because I'm checkmating everything. Like that's what I'm here to do. I'm not about to sit down. You're not gonna checkmate me about Nicki Minaj, my nigga. That's not about to happen. So people are not, they're not even built to get checkmated, and they're not built to get corrected, and they're not built to have you know, they not used to this type of, you know what I mean? Like if you turn up, they get offended. So I'm like, yeah, I can't even talk to y'all, a little too moist for me. You know what I'm talking about? I need my New York chicks to be like, son, what, son? Like I guess I'm used to that. Because I'm turning up. If you talk ignorant, if your shit don't make sense, if you're not hitting, if your plan is not landing, if your plane not landing, yeah, I'm gonna turn up on you. You're not gonna do ignorance around me. I don't care if you got on lashes or not. It doesn't matter to me because your ignorance is more dangerous to me than your beauty is more. That's a fucking that's you know what I'm talking about? Like, what is that? What is that? So it's like people think they think that looks and sex appeal or other things is supposed to precede perspective. And if you're not on code with me, I don't give a fuck what you look like. You're a danger to me because an ignorant mind right now is dangerous. And I'm looking at you like I'm looking at Nicki Minaj, and you don't want me to look at you like that. Cause she put herself in a motherfucking scope for me. She got, you know, they bombed Nigeria. She was in a goddamn war room with them. She might as well been. Every time something happened in Nigeria, I'm gonna think her and little Papa Bear is in there pushing buttons with her husband with the fake tough guy face. Kill them all. It's like kill them all. Like it's crazy. But people are really to go. They ready to sink with that ship right there. I told niggas before. I knew what I was looking at. I said, nah, this one right here is gonna be an interesting, quote unquote. This was gonna be an interesting lesson for everybody to learn because you're gonna see how deep her spell really goes. It's gonna be people saying, I don't see nothing wrong with that. All right, cool. Stand right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I need a panel because I don't want it to just be me turning up. I want everybody to be able to turn up. And I want whoever has this perspective that I want them to be able to articulate their points. But you literally have to bring facts and not emotions. I'm not here for my name is Mr. Moreland, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not no young kid. I'm past 50. I'm on my Richard Gregory shit. I will curse you out in a fucking minute. I don't have the patience anymore. You know what I'm talking about? I don't have the. I'm not a grandfather, but my attitude is like one. I will straighten you up real quick. I don't give a fuck. I'll lose a friend before I will lose a debate. How about that? I will lose a friend before I will lose a debate on some dumbass shit. Like, you're gonna have to really catch me with a good checkmate for me to be like, all right, you got me on that. Not on Onika. Not that. You chose the wrong one, sis. You know? That yeah, supporting that foolish shit. Nah, I'm drawing a hard line. I'm drawing a hard line with that one. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a hard line. It just has to be done that way. You feel me? Y'all could play in whatever organization that y'all with. Y'all could play with each other. Y'all could play around with each other. Y'all could play all of that dumb music around each other and play dumb. Nah, I'm good on that. And that's not to say that I'm sitting over here like some saint because each other and play dumb.
Yo, Red, I can ask you something, Red?
Yeah. And that's not to say that I'm sitting over here like some saint because each other and play dumb.
Yo, you something, Red? Red, I wanna know if I have a female here, right? And when the time is right, is what is a great female, even if you're not having a sexual partnership, what are the things that you meet up with women that actually birth something inside of you? And then also, what is it in women that we look internally inside? Because I walked around and I'm with a plant-based person here, and not just plant-based, she looks at the realm at a different, she a go-getter. She worked for different insurance companies. She has multiple sources, but she also sees the information from the way that we see like different relationships. She'll step into other relationships as far as doing the old ancient or new Wabian way where she'll assist the family, but being that women don't understand this level of consciousness as far as being a supporter of a plant-based living, working not for the PSYOP system. There's not a lot of females that can see it from her level of consciousness. So let me know when you want me to have intelligent feminine express, how this plant-based or how having a multiple stream of income, being a lioness, going out into the jungle and actually, bearing fruit, and also being that foundation inside of a relationship where, cook, clean, or help support the environment on a natural, sustaining way, And that what we're looking for in queens, but also to help the brothers where now we can actually circulate that type of missing particle.
To be honest with you, in 2026, I think the most important thing is to get the right people together. I think real Naga activity is like Naga should get together and find if you knew that there was a queen out there that is of such stature and whatnot, it should be a concerted effort amongst a group of Nagas to find an available perspective or prospect and link them two together so they could build what needs to be built. In the meantime, between time, anytime that there's any form of an attraction, right? And I'm not talking about an attraction from the lower root chakra where it's lust involved. I'm talking about a natural attraction where you appreciate beauty. Does anybody know what a muse is? Right? Andy Warhol used Marilyn Monroe as a muse. He was as gay as a blade of grass. He did not want to physically do anything with her. However, he appreciated her beauty, and she made him want to be an artist. She brought the artiste out of him, right? Meaning that I brought it up before that a woman who has a magnetic charge, usually a woman who's wild attractive, who draws men like magnets every time they walk out of their house. Well, women like that could draw the god or the demon out of a man. You could draw a god or the devil out of a man. you could stand in front of a man who could become so obsessed with you, so possessed by you, so quote unquote tender, right? That you could bring a jealous God out of that man, or a demon, you know what I mean? And he could turn into, his eyes turn black and he could just black out. Or you could look at somebody who's wearing glasses and you be like, man, I could see the handsome, man in you, right? And that goddess she could bestow her gaze upon you. Do you know what that will do to you? You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what happens to man when the gaze of a goddess is put upon him? Those glasses come off, the pimples clear up. You know what I mean? Son is cool now. You know what I mean? He got locks and shit. You know, he walks around with no shirt. You know what I mean? She brought the God out of him. She's magnetic. She pulled it out of him. Once the God touches the surface, you can't tuck it back in. It's like opening up a Pandora's box. So you've seen like square dudes who started singing for women, like R&B niggas. Then they start getting the women's attention. Then they start getting loved upon. And then they come out with their third album. Them niggas is cool as a fan. You know what I'm talking about? They wearing the ass, the apricot. What's that shit where the niggas got the tie around their neck, the Ashcroft or whatever. That's from bathing in the juices of the nectar, or from being in the gaze of a goddess, or even if the sister doesn't identify as a goddess, she just is so well put together. She's such a Claire Huxtable. She's such a Felicia Rashad. You know what I'm saying? She's just such a queen on a chessboard, because who crowns the king on the chessboard or the checkers? You know, it's the queen. So she's the one who stamps you. She co-signs you. She gets you right. She says he's that nigga. She said he's him. There's no him without her stamping that. So you want to respect her presence, but any type of sexual energy is creative energy. If you come amongst any type of woman who makes you feel like she's a muse and whatnot, pick up a paintbrush instead of grabbing your wood and disrespecting her. Instead of crossing that threshold and being a fucking lame and whatnot, just write a rhyme, draw something, my nigga. You know, use her presence, because her presence is the gift. So while she's in your presence, you should be creating art. Of course, lovemaking is art and all of that other stuff, 12 play and all of that. Of course, the foreplay, that's all a part of the dance, right? However, why not create something that's going to last forever? That's what a child is, of course, but there's levels to this. Before you even get to a child, you should have already created about 30 to 40 pieces of art with that woman if she's truly her. You know, what is your gift? What is your talent? Usually they bring it out of you. You ever had a shorty checking you out in the gym when you were playing ball? Or you was boxing, or you was doing your wrestling match? Yeah, she's gonna make you activated. She's gonna activate. She's going to spark you. So you'll know when it's her, because she's gonna bring something out of you that no one can. She's gonna bring something to the surface that nobody probably could bring to the surface.
Don't forget about Mother Nature.
Men are guarded.
Red, you be hating on.
Yeah, men are very guarded. We have all type of shit tucked inside of a treasure chest, or like our cocoon. And it's with the interaction, like a man could make a woman blossom like a flower, right? When you meet the right one, he could either make you blossom or he could make you wither like a dead flower. So if you get watered with love and attention and affection and intimacy, you can blossom like a flower. There's some women walking around that's never been watered, and they flower never blossom, unfortunately. You know, and then throughout life, you know, somebody is gonna water them, hopefully. But that's unfortunate that that's the shit that happens. But that's the cold world that we live in. So when a woman puts on happy weight, when she has that glow. Like there's a sister that I know, I'm following. I told her, I inboxed her. I said, yo, who is he? I want to shake this nigga's hand, because She's glowing right now. Her cheeks are glowing. She looks wild happy. You know, and she's in a relationship. So I'm like, yo, when I see you with that nigga, I'm gonna shake his hand because you know I always wanted you to be happy. And now look at you. You're glowing. Only a man could have done that. Not a toy. You feel me? Not Chat GPT. You know, a man. You know, yin and yang, that type of time. Bring out the best in you. And then everything is not forever sometimes. Maybe it's a season and a reason for everything. But yeah, that would be my testimony to that. Everything don't have to be everything don't have to be quote unquote smacking bellies. Everything doesn't have to end in copulations or intercourse. You know, everything don't have to be sexual. We don't live in that time no more, ladies and gentlemen. We really don't. We're not living in a hypersexualized reality anymore. So you could let go of that shit. You fare off better working on your motherfucking your chi and manifesting some type of quote unquote glow, my nigga. You know what I mean? You fare off practicing tantra. You know, try something new other than the bestiality, because the ditties in them, they're trying something new, but they're going further down the Hershey Highway. They're going further down the quote unquote devil's Dante's Inferno. You on the other end want to go from the highest chakra upward. You want to try to go past capturing the mind and whatnot. Go into something more etherical. So you want to deal with my bro just sent me an app, my dude Malik Deshawn, powerful app dealing with combining the charts together. My brother Leonard out the UK, he has an app. It deals with like 20 different charts. So you want to deal with compatibility on that level and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You want to go into all of the tools that the S. When I met my queen, well, I met one of my queens in Atlanta in like 2011, and we immediately went and got a reading from the elders, Jerry Miller and Sandra Frazier. Went right to their house, paid them $300 and got a reading. So I let the elders dictate what this is. Is it divine or not? You know what I mean? It's not what my lust is telling me, because it could be my loins talking. You know what I'm talking about? I could have just been in a super horny state and whatnot, and it had nothing to do with us meeting back up from another lifetime. I needed them to let us know they didn't. What they said wasn't born, but it was a blueprint that we worked off of. They said 6 months, and Lord, and by the time the 6 months, when 6 months hit to the day, my G, to the day. So I say, yeah, I mean. I'm with her for a season, y'all. I'm with her for a season, you know, and that was it. So yeah, bring the science into the love, bring the science into the relationships. Or when I say the love, once again, I'm just saying the love is just, we're not talking with strings attached. We're just talking about the love that a God should naturally, or divine feminine should naturally have for a divine masculine, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Any other questions? But we at the 3 hour mark. So we did it.
Yeah, not a lot of people could share that truth. Appreciate that, King.
Oh, for sure. So thank you all for your time, and it's been great. We'll get back to it. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. Sacrilegious Sundays. Like I said, hit us on the email, themart125th@gmail.com. You could put Colombia, or you could put January trip. I will send you all of the information with the good brother Ghost. Make sure you contact me, and then I will contact him. Let's not do it the other way around. Go through me, and I'll be the liaison. So everything is linear. So if there's any contact that I have to do, it'll go, you know what I mean? I'll be responsible and I'll be able to be that conduit. So let me be the bridge and we'll take care of you. Hit Sayu in the motherfucking building. Y'all gonna see him on New Year's Eve. Y'all gonna see a lot more of the good brother. He is I'm not even gonna spoil the surprise. I'm gonna let it be shown more than said. But yeah, big things are going on and whatnot. Y'all look out for it. And with that being said, peace, love, and light. Pay us in crypto. Shout out to Bitcoin Bully, Slice, and the family out there. You already know what it is. If they ever say that they want to pay you in fiat, wrinkled up dollars and shit like that, yeah, you throw them back. For all of my strippers out there, yeah, stop accepting singles. Tell them to pay you in crypto. I'm talking about.
Pay us in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up the dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped nose. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso. I paused in kitchens and caused addictions. I paused prescriptions and caused inflictions. Lil Bixby playing in stores and bricks and on the dark web. You gotta pause every doors, cause encryption. Tesla engines, pause the pistons. I seen every floor I leave sore enlisting. For that action, they sponsored the Bronson. They was hooked on that shit like Johnson and Johnson. That freeway, Ricky Ross, straight out of Compton, straight out of Bompton. Red on blue, violence in the land. The projection of the will, the perfection of the kill, the reflection of the pills. I'm a frontline soldier, I'm no doja. These crystals not from focus and crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up that dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso. Hickory dickory down. Hit a lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot. Heavy in the pedal, we slip off a knot. Heavy in the ghetto, they crib walk a lot. Crib walk the crypto, lift off the stocks. Drips off the crystal and pots. Disco rods in the blocks on my chain from the crystal shop. In the light air, lift off the rock. Toe Virgil right chain on my block. White paint on my socks. White paint on my socks. Hickory dickory dock. Hit the lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot, we lick off a shot. Pay us in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up the dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso.